How old is this?
From 27. 1927, and this from 23. Very old one.
Yeah. I have a Speedway bike at home, 1963.
That's an old one too.
Yeah, but like brand new. Everything's fully restored.
You have restored? By yourself or?
No, my friend did it for me.
Okay.
So, ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding for the Danish national anthem, sung by Sofie Bønnelykke Kirkegaard. Mine damer og herrer, vil jeg rejse jer op til at få den danske nationalmelodi, som om et lille øjeblik er sunget af Sofie Bønnelykke Kirkegaard. Mine damer og herrer, nu kender det. Vi skal have præsenteret eliten. Vi skal have præsenteret feltet i aften i København. Rider number 18 from Denmark, Mikkel B. Jensen. Kører nummer 17 fra Danmark, Mikkel B. Jensen. Kører nummer 16. Fra Danmark, Michael Jensen. Riding at number 37 from Great Britain, Chris the Bomber Harris. Riding at number 75 from down under Australia, Try Bachelor. Nummer 91 i parken i aften. Fra Danmark, Kenneth Bjerg. Riding with number 100 from Sverige, Andreas Jonsson. Riding at number 84, aus Deutschland, Mr. Martin Smolinski. From Poland, riding at number 66 from Sverige, Fredrik Lindgren. Rider number 33 from Poland, Jaroslav Oppel. Kører nummer 88, dobbelt 8 i aften fra Danmark, Niels Christian Iversen. From down under Australia, Mr. Darcy Walsh. Rider number 54, from Slovenia, Mataj Saga. Riding tonight with number 5. And nummer 5 i aften fra Danmark, Nicky Pedersen. Riding at number 45 from the USA, Mr. Greg Hancock. And riding with number
pacen. Ja.
Med nummer 16, Wildcard.
First 2 rounds are tough for me, but yeah, sorted me life out a bit, and yeah, things seem to be working for me, and you know, got to try and maintain that like I did last year.
That was a good competition. Of course, I need to look for some points, and that was a good move. So again, in top 8, and of course, I try to go better to score more points and go up to a little bit higher.
On the end of the day, would tell what's going to happen. You know, I need to be focused on every single race. You know, if we find the speed, you know, and the consistency, then anything can happen.
I'm pretty excited for this one. Of course, it's my home GP, and yeah, hopefully I can use it for something positive.
Get ready.
and look at that title race. Nicky Pedersen 8 points behind the leader Ty Wolfenden, 7 behind Greg Hancock, who's in second place right now. And we should mention Chris Holder is not here tonight. The injury jinx has struck Chris Holder once again here in Denmark in a Danish League meeting last week.
Yes.
He suffered a broken wrist and we wish him well.
Yes, it's been plated, there are screws in it, they reckon a month. Big question mark over whether he'll be back from the Millennium Stadium in Wales in a fortnight's time. What a huge Heat 1 this is after what happened 2 weeks ago between those two riders who are digging around on the start line in gates 2 and 3 respectively. It's quite a dramatic way to start tonight's Grand Prix here in the Parken Stadium.
What a lineup and what a way to start. Peter Killerman, the Danish wild card, he's a spectacular rider. Watch him go here in Heat 1. Nicky Pedersen up against Matti Zagar, round 2. Here we go in the first heat of the night. And Freddie Lindgren of Sweden, who has just dipped out of the top 8 of the World Championship, he goes away from the outside gate here. The Parken Stadium in Copenhagen, which regularly hosts the Danish national football team, of course. It's been a regular on the GP calendar for over a decade. But sadly, this will be the last time that we're here for Grand Prix Speedway. So let's enjoy it, settle back, relax, and let's see the Warriors of Shale do battle here. Heat number 1. Oh, the tape stuck for a long time, absolutely right. And going into that first turn, Killerman, and going down is Lindgren in that first turn. Well, Killerman had the lead as well.
Very close going into the first corner. Remarkably long pause there.
Too long, wasn't it, Kelvin?
Miles too long. Jim Lawrence holding the tapes forever, it seemed like. Quite staggered that nobody actually touched the tapes. I would think it'd be a fairly straightforward decision here with all 4 back. Riders come charging towards the first corner. A little bit of elbows there between Killerman and Nicky Pedersen, and Lindgren on the outside. Tighter track this time. Temporary track, 274 metres. They seem to be there forever. Remarkable how nobody was rolling and moving around, but they come charging across here. A little bit of contact between the 2 boys on the inside, and of course then Pedersen just drifting wide, and Fredrik Lindgren is then left with nowhere to go. But I would think it'll be just all 4 back.
Well, just to confirm that, as soon as a decision is made from the referee, Jim Lawrence of Great Britain. But just talking about the start there, Kelvin, why has that happened in the first race of the night?
When everybody's so nervous, it's such a crucial, dramatic race with 2 riders coming up head to head. After the drama of 2 weeks ago, it seemed, well, I don't really understand it. Just wanted to have a chat about Peter Kilderman. He's a rider that's in tonight as a wild card. Wildcards haven't done that well so far this season. They haven't really put up a big showing. Peter Young is the best one so far, and he managed to score 7 points 2 weeks ago in Melilla. But I just get the feeling that if Peter Kilderman makes a few starts here, he's extremely fast, and he won't be frightened to win a few races around here tonight, so he could be a surprise package for the Danes.
Good choice of wildcard, because there were options available to the organisers. Of course, Mikkel Beck, who's one of the most exciting riders in the world.
Yeah.
Mikkel Mikkelsen is a fine talent as well. Michael Jensen could have been a wildcard quite easily, but they went for Killerman.
Yeah, and I support the decision. I think he's having a strong season pretty much everywhere. He rides for Swindon Robbins, of course, in the UK, and has been doing great work for them. Jepsen Jensen is in by the fact that Chris Holder is injured, and he is the next one from the qualifying round from last year.
Yep, and we can only reiterate our very best wishes to Chris Holder, the former world champion, who no doubt will be watching this back home in the UK, but we send you our good wishes, Chris, and hope that you are back in a couple of weeks in the Millennium Stadium, Cardiff.
Yeah, Chris has got a great record there. Has performed brilliantly in the Millennium, so he'll be desperate to get there, and he won't want to drift too far away from the top of the table. He's in 4th place. He's been having a decent run in the World Championship.
Let's just talk about the start of that race, the length of time, Kelvin, that the tapes were kept down by the referee. Not necessarily a delay. I'm quite sure, knowing Jim Lawrence as I do and his style of refereeing, he will have told the riders what to expect at the start,
yeah.
But it did seem an excessive amount of time before the tapes went up.
Well, we said at the time, I was surprised that nobody touched the tapes, because on such a big night, it's you know, nerves are jangling. Before your first ride in the Grand Prix, you really do need to try and get away as best you can. Riders just milling around. Quite a long pause here. Riders are now making their way back round to the start line. Pedersen's up there early. Darcy Ward rode absolutely sensationally here last year, scoring 19 points, winning his first Grand Prix. As he returned from injury, it really was an outstanding performance. And I sense that he may just put in something special again here tonight.
One or two concerns from the riders on practice yesterday about a few bumps in the first and second turn in practice, and speaking to a couple of them before this meeting as well.
Sorry to interrupt, Nigel. Michael Jensen actually flipped it coming out of turn 4 and actually had to go away and get some physiotherapy done on his groin and hip on his right leg, because track did just catch him out, but we'll be keeping our fingers crossed that that doesn't rear its ugly head here tonight.
Well, here we go then, second time of asking, can Killerman make the start again? Because he was pulling clear at the time that Lindgren went down and the race was stopped as we build up for the restart here of the FIM Danish Speedway Grand Prix here in Denemarken in Copenhagen. And just about to get set for the restart here. Here's the lineup for you then. It's Peter Killerman going off the inside with Nicky Pedersen, who's third in the world right now. Matti Zegar, who is in a good position in fifth in the world standings. And Fredrik Lindgren going off the outside in yellow. Will they get a clean getaway this time around? Here we go. Jim Lawrence with his finger on the button. The restart of the first race of the night here. And they're away this time. It went up much quicker, and Killerman again with a fast start from the inside line. Lindgren has jumped up the inside as well. Super move from Freddie Lindgren, and now Nicky Pedersen is at the back, and he's going to have to work hard to get the better of his rival Matti Zegar. But Peter Killerman has a wild card. You said you wanted to talk to him, talk about him, Kelvin, and this is why. He has got a great style, and he's looking pretty comfortable here.
Yeah, fabulous start, because Pedersen put him under a lot of pressure, but Pedersen's the loser by actually competing too hard to the first corner. The three-time world champion pushed wide, he's out the back. Speed from Kilderman, no surprise there. He's a fast rider, and I'm not surprised at all that he's pulling away out in front. England, that was a good move in the first corner from him, from the outside. Zegar settles nicely in third, and Pedersen in the first race looks like he's going to fail to score.
All the attention was on Zegar and Pedersen before the heat, but Peter Killerman has pulled off a fantastic victory. The wild card for Denmark here in this Grand Prix, and it's only his third appearance in a GP. That's his, he'd only got 4 Grand Prix points under his belt in his career before then, but obviously limited appearances in the GP. But my goodness, that was a super ride, and he looked so smooth and made it look so easy, didn't he?
Track conditions looked nigh on perfect in Heat 1, but great start. And 3 points to his name.
And a great move from Lindgren to come through into second as well.
Yeah.
Zegar was third, and Nicky Pedersen trailing him at the back there. So Peter Killerman off and running with 3 points under his belt here in the first race of the night.
Well, could well be a big night for Peter Kilderman. He could burst onto the international scene here this evening. Superstar from him. We'll see it again with the replays when we go to the first corner. That was a good move from Freddie Lindgren to be able to switch to the inside. Second time of asking. We'll see. Watch the two boys here. Pedersen really works hard, desperately trying to get over the top of Kilderman, but he's the loser because he gets shoved wide and then gets relegated to the back and cannot land a blow. Looking at the back of Nicky's bike as he's coming out of gate 2, and it's elbows going to the first corner. Great move from Lindgren. Quick thinking from the Swede. Needs a big night. Was disappointing in Melilla 2 weeks ago, but Peter Kilderman out in front, a textbook ride from him. That would have settled the nerves down nicely. And as I say, wildcards haven't really pulled up in trees so far this season. Could be different tonight.
A reminder, the SGP series moves on to round 7 at the Millennium Stadium, Cardiff, in a couple of weeks' time. Saturday the 12th of July, 5 o'clock start at the Millennium Stadium in Cardiff. And Darcy Ward right now is 12 points off the lead, and the lead is with Ty Woffington, but Darcy Ward 12 behind, and he is in this race off the outside gate in yellow.
Looking forward to seeing Ward ride tonight. Was spectacular in the extreme when he won here last season. Said he was distracted 2 weeks ago, failed to make the semi-finals in Melilla, and that's unusual for a rider of so much talent. But you just sense that tonight he's really going to put his best foot forward.
Just saw Brian Anderson with Chris Harris, a few Coventry connections there. Brian Anderson, a former Coventry rider, helping out with Chris Harris, absolutely, as we build up to heat number 2 here now. Here's your lineup. Andreas Johnson goes off the inside in red. Michael Jensen, the replacement for Chris Holder, goes off gate 2 in 2. He's actually just joined Coventry in Great Britain. Chris Harris goes off gate 3 in white. Darcy Ward needed a big night tonight. He only got 6 in Melilla. That's let him down because before then, he had got a couple of double-figure scores, 16 in Bydgoszcz and 16 in Prague, but a disappointing display from Ward in Melilla.
Yeah, it was. He didn't make starts and he was just out of sorts. But here tonight, from gate 4, not easy from gate 4. Interesting to see how he gets on.
Here we go with heat number 2, and that's a great start from Johnson off the inside. Ward now is coming across, but Jensen is there in second right now. Ward's going to have to really work hard down the back straight, but Jensen's got a bit of speed. Jensen for Denmark. The lead is with Andreas Johnson in red here, though. Michael Jensen is holding second. Darcy Ward is third, and Chris Harris is well and truly on the pace as Ward goes to the back.
Yeah, Ward got caught in the wrong place at the wrong time there with Jensen holding the inside line. Ward and Harris having a real ding-dong battle out the back, but what a start from Andreas Johnson. Jet propelled away from the inside and has pulled comfortably way out in front. The Swede needs a big night. It's been disappointing this season so far. This is an excellent start from him. Ward in the third place. Can he get the better of Jensen?
Well, he has got the speed, and now he's down the back straight and he's closing the gap. Can he reel him in here? No doubt about the race winner. Johnson's got the race under control, and coming down to line, Jensen has held on. Beautiful ride from Jensen. Yeah, Ward needed 5 laps, absolutely. He has to settle for third, and Chris Harris struggling at the back on that occasion. He was on the pace for the early stages of the race, Chris Harris, but good speedway behind Johnson there. Johnson made it look easy when it came to the winning position. But behind him, there was some good speedway going on there.
There was, yes, but the start from Johnson was just brilliant. The bike leapt away from the tapes and he had a trouble-free run.
Johnson, Jensen, Ward and Harris. That is the finishing order for the second race of the night. And Andreas Johnson, well, he made it look easy from start to finish. Jet propelled getaway race in the back.
Yeah, it was a nice ride from AJ, and he needs it. He's been disappointing this season, and that was certainly a fine start for him. Jensen under a lot of pressure from Darcy Ward, particularly as they came out of the last corner. Look at that start. He'll be delighted with that. It's such a fabulous feeling as a rider when the bike leaps away and charges into the first corner. The boys behind were charging. Jensen rides a good line here around the inside. Harris then gets into third momentarily, but Ward, you know, he keeps working. He worked overtime here for just a solitary point, but was very spectacular and eye-catching as always. Round the outside of Harris, gets the better of Harris, and then on the run to the line, coming out of the last corner, very nearly got the better of Jensen, but the race was all about Johnson, comfortably out in front.
Well, fine ride from Andreas Johnson.
Yeah, good start.
3 points to get him underway, and coming up in Heat 3, we've got the reigning champion and the series leader, Ty Woffenden, who by my mathematics has scored 51 points in 3 GP rounds.
Pretty
Ty
decent.
Woffenden to turn his season around.
Yeah, after Bydgoszcz, where he scored 5 points, it all looked very much like it was doom and gloom, and when he was interviewed, he didn't really know what to do or where he was going to find the form from, but they have done, and he could have won the last 3 Grand Prix. Just slipped up in Finland going around the last corner, but the last 2 Grand Prix he's been impeccable, and the move to pass Hancock in the final in Melilla was majestic, and there's no doubt, I'm sure he'll be in for a big night here this evening.
Iversen going off the inside in red. Gate number 2 in blue is Christoph Kasperzak. Ty Woffenden goes off gate 3 in white, and Kenneth Bier from Denmark. Plenty of support as you would expect here for the Danish contingent tonight. He goes off the outside in the yellow helmet, rider number 91. They all have their own numbers this year for the first time in the SGP series. They selected their own names that are numbers which are special to them. They are the numbers that they're carrying through the entire series. It's world number 1 Woffenden on gate number 3. Not made the best of starts. That's gone to Iversen off the inside gate, and Woffenden has swept up the inside and holds second spot now. Kasperzak's going to come up the inside to challenge Woffenden as well, but Iversen has the lead. Ty Woffenden second. Christoph Kasperzak is third. Kenneth Bier is at the back, but Iversen looking good, and Woffenden chasing him hard here.
Woffenden nearly off the back of the bike. Bike lifts violently coming out of turn 2 on the second lap. relegates to the back because he made a really good first corner to get himself into second spot. Iversen away from the inside was a little like Jonsson, really worked nicely, and he's away. Kasper who failed to score in 5 outings 2 weeks ago, is in second place. Woofenden searching for a way through. He's got a lap to do it, Nige. Not sure he's going to get... Oh! Beers up what Woofenden did.
Well, extraordinary. Niels Christian Iversen is going to take the checkered flag. Fantastic ride from him. Christoph Kasperzak was second. Ty Woofenden third after Pierre lost control in exactly the same part of the track that Woofenden did as well. And Niels Christian Iversen, 7th in the world standings before tonight. Scores of 13 in 11 in the previous 2 rounds, and off to a great start here in his home country tonight.
A little bit alarming. After just 3 races, we've got quite a violent rut coming out of turn 2, which has caught 2 riders out in that race. Woofenden did remarkably well to hang on, as did Kenneth Pierre. Brilliant ride from Niels Christian Iversen, but spectacular stuff going on behind him.
Iversen, Kasperzak, Woofenden and Pierre, your finishing order. I can't believe for 1 minute that Woofenden and Pierre are going to be too happy making their way back to their pit corner after that race. But that man, Niels Christian Iversen, rode a lovely line.
He did. The inside gate has proved very fruitful. It's won the first 3 races, and Iversen doesn't miss out. Drops the clutch, the bike digs in and gets him to the first corner. Kasperzak's there, but it's a great move early doors round the inside by Ty Woofenden, who had a lot of speed in second place in the first half of the race, but it's this rut that catches him out, coming out of turn 2 there, lifts so quickly up underneath him. He does well to stay on board, but kills all his momentum and he gets relegated to the back. And then exactly the same problem for Kenneth Pierre, lifting so hard, so quickly. He does well to hang on, clouts the fence down the back straight, lucky to stay on. Good action here. Track rutting up already through the first and second corner. That's not good news for riders, but Iversen nonetheless, a big smile on his face, 3 points to his name.
So, Niels Christian Iversen now moving on to 49 Grand Prix points in the series overall. This tonight, by the way, is the halfway stage of the World Championship. And we move on to Cardiff in a fortnight before we go into the World Cup break, with the first event of the World Cup at Kings Lynn on the 26th of July, Västervik in Sweden on the 29th, and then the race off the following Thursday in Bydgoszcz in Poland, and the final in Poland the following Saturday. And remember, the Poles go straight through to the final because they are the host nation for the Monster Energy FIM Speedway World Cup. Greg Hancock, will see him in the World Cup for the USA at Kings Lynn. He goes off the inside in red, Jarek Hampel getting 2 in blue, Martin Smolinski on 3, who was faded away after his sensational win in Auckland in the opening round of the series back in April. And going off the outside here, Troy Batchelor. Now, what sort of performance will we see from Troy Batchelor tonight? He got 10 points in Finland, but after that, he's faded really with scores of just 3 and 5. What can he do here? He's number 4. That's a good start from Hancock off the inside gate, and now coming around the outside is Troy Batchelor in yellow. Lovely move from Troy Batchelor. What a move from the Australian. Super stuff from Troy Batchelor. Second place is Greg Hancock, coming through to third. Martin Smolinski, but Hampel holds third place right now. But that was a spectacular swoop around the outside from Troy Batchelor of Australia.
Yeah, I saw Troy earlier on today at lunch, and he looked a little bit tense, but certainly he's fully focused and is riding a stormer here. Rode nicely around the outside of Greg Hancock in the first corner and is comfortably leading the race. Hancock steady in second, no fireworks from him. 2 points is a solid start. Hampel had to work quite hard to get into third place, and Smolinski missed the start completely. And he's just struggling a little bit at the moment for his form, but Troy Batchelor, this is an excellent start from him from gate 4.
Troy Batchelor of Australia then, after a lovely move around the outside from Greg Hancock. Second place, and Jarek Hampel was third there. Of course, this is the venue where a couple of years ago Jarek Hampel crashed in the first turn and dislocated his ankle and broke his leg. It was good to see him back on the bike last year, but third place in his opening ride, and Smolinski's slump in form continues here with that opening race of the night. But for Troy Batchelor, great start for him. Hancock second, Hampel was third, and Smolinski at the back. Peter Killerman, Andreas Jonsson, Niels Christian Iversen and Troy Batchelor are the race winners of the opening 4 heats here in Copenhagen.
Well, the first rider to win a race that hasn't come out of the inside gate, and that was an excellent effort from Troy Batchelor. He just gets the bike running. He's got no choice. He's had to allow the bike to run a little bit wider, and the bike just gets enough grip, and he slips round the outside of the American Greg Hancock, who gives him, you know, a racing room down the back straight. He could have slammed the door shut, but he doesn't. He's not that type of rider, and Batchelor hits the front and stays there. There's a bit of a battle there momentarily for Martin Smolinski between he and Hampel, but the German struggled there and didn't really look fast enough in truth, but that man did, and that's a good start. He's had 2 difficult Grand Prix of late, but Troy Batchelor, the Australian, starting in fine style.
Well, they have got the heavy roller out on the track now, Kelvin. They will have seen
No surprise.
what happened to Pierre and Woffington, and a little bit of concern will no doubt be there. So the heavy roller is out. Tony Olsen is down there, the race director, overseeing track preparation.
Well, yeah, it's just sort of through that first and second corner, it's rutted up quite quickly, and it's caught a couple of boys out. And they have got this sort of heavy roller that vibrates as well, and they'll be keen to try and get the track to settle down, because it's very early for that rut to have appeared, and with at least, what, we got 13 races to go. Excuse me, no, far more than that. Plenty of racing to come. It's something that needs to be sort of got on top of right away.
Well, Niels Christian Iversen is off to a great start tonight, and he is with Jason Harold.
Well, Niels, what a start for you.
Yeah, same thing. Same start like last year. I won my first one, so hopefully it'll go a bit better after that this time. So, but it's always good to finish or to start off with a win.
Did you were you aware until you got back into the pits what was going on behind you? The riders going everywhere.
No, I don't have mirrors or ice in my back, but yeah, just focus on in front of me.
Start looks like it's all important.
Yeah, it's always important in Speedway, so got to be sharp from the tapes.
All right, cheers, Niels. Good luck.
Thank you.
Well, you certainly have to be sharp, and particularly at a Grand Prix, and he had the inside gate and he took full advantage of it. So did that man. He was probably the most impressive out of the first 4 heats, away from the tapes at least. He was absolutely fabulous. The bike leapt forward, and he'll be pleased with that. And if he can produce that, that's a sort of track where if you can just literally get the bike to jump forward, it's a short run to the first corner and it's tight, it can be hugely advantageous to you. But concerns about track conditions, and rightly the roller is out to try and sort it out.
Well, as we said earlier, it is the last year that we will be here in Parken. The organisers have said that it is a very expensive operation to promote the Grand Prix. In fact, there were whispers that we wouldn't be here this year, but it is of course the 100th year of the Danish Motor Union. And we did see Danish World Champions on parade earlier, Erik Gundersen, Ollie Olsen, Jano Pedersen and Nicky Pedersen, of course.
Yeah,
doing a lap of honour.
only one that wasn't here was Hans Nielsen. He's at his one of his child's graduation today, so he couldn't be here, which is a shame. But yeah, very impressive parade of riders.
Let's head down to the pits for more reaction now with Jason Harold.
Freddie Lindgren, you ended up in a heap there. Tell us what happened in that first race.
We kind of got in 3 of us together, and I just got out of the room. It wasn't any room left on the outside, and I had to go in the fence. In the restart, I saw the same thing was kind of going to happen again, so I cut off and went on the inside and got 2 points.
Very important to pick yourself up and get that second place out there, yeah?
It was good. I need some points on both early stages. Last rounds I've been really struggling in the beginning, and one more performance like that, and I'm in the hunt.
Before the meeting, the hype was on 2 other riders in Heat 1, but you do well to keep them behind you.
I think, when it comes to the race, I think they're all focused on what they're going to do, get to the first corner first, whoever you're up against. So I don't think there was an extra heat there.
Cheers, Freddie.
Thank you.
Nice ride for Fredrik Lindgren, and a confidence-boosting ride that he needs, because this man and Freddie Lindgren 2 weeks ago in their home Grand Prix were disappointing, and they would be, you know, desperate about that with such a strong support in Sweden. But both of them have started well. They've picked up a win and a second place between them, so be interesting to see how they continue on tonight. Woofenden will be disappointed about his opening ride. Championship deadlocked at the top, 64 points each for Woofenden and Hancock. Pedersen failed to score, so he's now 9 points behind after his opening ride with Chris Holder, of course, is not here.
Well, heat number 5 coming up then. Woofenden going off gate 4. You've got 3 race winners on the inside of him, Bachelor, Killerman and Jonsson. So this is a great heat to look forward to. Heat 5, and they're on the way. Well, here is Ty Woofenden then, who turned his season around, and we should say, since we were last on GP duty, of course, he did win the British final again at Wolverhampton, so a second British title to his name.
Fabulous night, and fully deserved to win. It's always a hotly contested meeting, and he was the red-hot favourite, of course, but he produced it when he really mattered. He had a couple of rides where he dropped points, but when it came to crunch time at the end of the night, he didn't let anybody down, and so he's a 2-time British champion, leads the World Championship. He, of course, is the reigning champion, and yeah, had an awkward opening ride. The track just caught him out, and he probably was disappointed to have dropped some points, but he's in good form, so don't rule him out here from the outside.
Yep, heat number 5 is coming up here then in the Parken in Copenhagen. And Jonsson very, very swift in his opening ride. Had the race under control from start to finish. Killerman was spectacular. This style seems to suit this racetrack, Peter Killerman. So we'll see.
He was really good, wasn't he? And he hit the front, he sits in the bike and hangs off the side of it. Really is a very spectacular rider indeed. And with all these Heat 3 winners, super stuff coming up.
Heat number 5, 3 race winners and the world champion. Troy Batchelor off the inside, up against Peter Killerman. These two are teammates with the Swindon Robins in Great Britain. Andreas Jonsson goes off gate number 3 in white. And Ty Woofenden going off the outside in yellow. Lost control at one stage in his opening ride, of course, and looking to bounce back here. What a lineup this is.
Yeah, this is fabulous, and riders in top form, and a rider that was frustrated by the track conditions and just got caught out. But Woofy's been in superb form, but the 3 boys on the inside be very keen to build on their 3 points.
Here we go with heat number 5, and it's a great start from Batchelor on the inside. Woofenden is going to go high and wide. Here comes Woofenden around the outside now. Slots into second place. Had to get off the gas to avoid the back wheel of Troy Batchelor. Second place is Peter Killerman, and coming through into third is Jonsson, and Woofenden has been relegated to the back. That was so close to a collision there in this particular heat number 5.
Oh, Batchelor out in front, Peter Killerman pushing hard in second place. How on earth Woofenden avoided Troy Batchelor earlier on, and he then was trapped on the outside, and Jonsson pounced on the world champion and surged into third place. Woofenden tried everything he knows out the back, but Batchelor looking like he's going to go back-to-back wins here. What a fabulous start to the meeting for the Aussie.
And who would have thought that? Troy Batchelor ahead of Peter Killerman, but Killerman has got loads of speed here, and now Woofenden trying third for Jonsson, who holds on, but Batchelor is going to pick up a second successive win, and I don't think anybody would have expected that. With all due respect to Batchelor, the form table here in Copenhagen is upside down, because Troy Batchelor has just pulled off a second successive win. That was magnificent from the Australian, and he's already scored more points now than he has done in 4 of the previous 5 rounds. He's scored 4 in New Zealand, 4 in Bydgoszcz, 3 in Prague, 5 in Manila. He's got 6 from 2 rides here.
Super.
Troy Batchelor, superb from Peter Killerman second, Jonsson third, and Woofenden is already facing a battle to make the semi-finals here. Batchelor leads on 6.
Tough start to the night for the world champion. He was just caught in the wrong place there and really killed his momentum down the back straight. Batchelor, what a start. He had gate 4 in his opening ride, 1 from there, and then takes full advantage of the favourite gate, the inside. Woofenden looked like he was going to get round everybody, but then all of a sudden he just runs out of room down the back straight. He had so much speed initially. You watch him, he comes off the middle of the corner here, allows the bike to run, generating more speed, and Batchelor has every right. He's in front, squeezing it up. it's remarkable that the world champion stays on board there. Kilderman then's got speed. All over the back of Troy Batchelor, trying all he knows. But these two boys come up with the big points here, and it's Andreas Jonsson, a race winner, in third, and the world champion on 1 point from 2 rides under pressure. Great start for these two, though, Nige.
Absolutely right. Troy Batchelor, an unbeaten start to the meeting. 6 points out of a possible 6. Killerman as a wild card, riding quite beautifully and had a lot of speed there, Peter Killerman. You could see he was all over his Swindon colleague. So we build up to heat number 6 now. We have a battle of 2 Danish riders in the middle 2 gates. Niels Christian Iversen and Nicky Pedersen. Chris Harris goes off the outside, and it really was a great moment before the meeting when Danish world champions went on parade, the 100th anniversary of the Danish Motor Union, and a parade of world champions before the meeting. Ollie Olsen doing a lap on his old bike, Nicky Pedersen doing a lap on an old machine as well. Eric Gunderson, the 3 times world champion, Janno Pedersen as well, did a lap. It really was great to see earlier on here as we build up to heat number 6. It's Jarek Hampel off the inside, Niels Christian Iversen off 2, Nicky Pedersen yet to score off 3, and Chris Harris of Great Britain going off the outside in yellow. Team Pedersen watching on nervously. Yeah,
he looks like he's changed his bike. Fresh, clean bike coming out for his second ride. They've rolling the dice straight away. Not happy with the first one, failed to score. He was hustling it to the first corner, but just got pushed wide. Hampel just the 3rd place, but he's got the inside gate. We know Hampel's a good trapper, and he hits the front. He's generally very fast indeed. Iversen pleased with his opening ride, but he did have a tough night here 12 months ago. Needs to build on it. Important race.
Yep, heat number 6 it is. Can Pedersen get some points on the board, but Hampel has made a good start. Nicky's going to try the inside line. Iversen is there in blue, going around the outside. Hampel's closing all, but Niels Christian Iversen, absolutely spectacular Speedway, and the home fans roar their seal of approval. Hampel is 2nd, Pedersen 3rd, Chris Harris is at the back now, but what a move that was from the man in blue, Niels Christian Iversen, who is well and truly up for this tonight.
Oh, he is indeed. That was a spectacular move with a lot of guts and determination in it. Look out for Pedersen, though. Pedersen's winding it on here. Hampel's going to have eyes on the back of his head. Down the back straight. Here he comes, charging into turn 3. Hampel responds. Now Pedersen jumps to the inside. Terrific battle for 2nd place. Iversen in control of the race. Can Pedersen do anything with half a lap to go?
Well, he's got plenty of speed, Nicky Pedersen, that's for sure. But Iversen has got the lead now. Coming down to the finish line. Hampel's done enough. Pedersen looks over his shoulder, and that's just 1 point for him tonight. 1 point for the world champion tonight. But for Niels Christian Iversen, he has matched superbly what Troy Batchelor has done and pulled off a 2nd successive win.
Yeah, fabulous ride from Iversen. Just got that extra speed off the first corner and just charged down the back straight and just swept to the front. Hampel had no answer. Pedersen came on strong later in the race and put Hampel under a lot of pressure, but Niels Christian Iversen will be chuffed a bit. Disappointing here last year. 6 out of 6, great start.
And already Nicky Pedersen and Ty Wolfenden are under pressure for the semi-finals. Iversen, Hampel and Pedersen, the finishing order. Harris at the back there, and it means that it's Iversen and Batchelor on 6 points out of 6. They're leading the Grand Prix. What a start for those two boys.
Yeah.
And Niels Christian Iversen did it the hard way there, because he had to go round the outside into turns 3 and 4 to get the lead.
He did, and gate 2 isn't great to start from, but he makes a good start, makes a good reaction, dropped the clutch nicely, but Hampel on that favoured inside gate just gives him a little bit of a push, but then just coming off there, that's a brave move, you know, and Hampel's a fair rider, we know that. Just gives him the racing room, and Iversen, brave, charges in there and swoops to the outside. Real battle for 3rd place early on between Nicky Pedersen and Harris. And then later on in the race, Pedersen had a lot of speed. I thought for a moment with this cut back to the inside, he might well be getting into 2nd place, but can't quite make it stick. But Niels Christian Iversen, of course, the Danish champion. 2 rides, 2 wins. He must be delighted.
Absolutely, and last season really was a magnificent season for Niels. He really came of age as a Speedway rider on a big stage. And here tonight, absolutely brilliant in this meeting, going into it on 7th place before tonight. He's moved up to 52 points now. Greg Hancock is out here now in the blue helmet colour with 2 points to his name from his opening ride. He's up against Kasper Zach, Jebsen Jensen and Zagar as well. But Greg Herbie Hancock, rider number 45, level with Woffington. Any points he scores here, obviously, he will take the lead in the title race.
He's got a ride in hand, hasn't he, with the disappointing ride from Woffington last time. Hancock will be keen to get amongst it. Jepsen Jensen out here as well, who was pretty impressive in his opening ride. We know he's a world-class rider. He's won a Grand Prix.
Kasperzak, Hancock, Jepsen Jensen and Zegar. That is your lineup for heat number 7. It is indeed. Richard Child in the Greg Hancock pit crew, watching on. So looking forward to seeing the American boys in action again in the Monster Energy Speedway World Cup next month.
Well, you mentioned the World Cup earlier on, and Greg Hancock scored so many points, really enjoyed himself in the World Cup last year. I'm sure he'll be really up for it again.
Here we go, heat number 7. Oh, and Hancock has been left trailing at the start. That's uncharacteristic. And here comes Zegar around the outside in yellow as Kasperzak has the lead. And now here comes Zegar! What a move from the Super Slovenian. Matti Zegar has the lead, and Jepsen Jensen's come through to second. And now Hancock's in the mix as well. Zegar a comfortable leader, but Hancock not giving up, and it's a little bit choppy out there.
Well, Michael Jepsen Jensen there lifted exactly where he fell off the motorbike yesterday in practice. He saved it, and it's fabulous he got into second place. What a move on the opening lap from Zegar. Steamed up the inside and got himself to the front and is flying out in front. Hancock's the loser, an opportunity to top the charts in the World Championship. Slipping through his fingers here, he's out the back. Zegar in fine form, flying out in front.
Matti Zegar looking so comfortable here. And Zegar's going to take the checkered flag. Second place, Michael Jepsen Jensen. Third was Krzysztof Kasperzak of Poland. And Greg Hancock at the back. So the two riders at the top of the World Championship ahead of tonight. Ty Woffington and Greg Hancock have managed just 3 points between them in 4 outings between them. Matti Zegar, though, big win for him.
Oh, super
Puts him onto 4 points. It really was the way he picked off his rivals as he came around the outside. Zegar from Michael Jepsen Jensen, who's riding very well tonight. Krzysztof Kasperzak was third. And Greg Hancock, astonishingly trailing at the back. This is what it means. Zegar's on 4, along with Jonsson and Jepsen Jensen. But the form book generally tonight, Kelvin, upside down.
Yeah, it is. It's about getting the right setup, and certainly that man there had a lot of it because he had so much speed down the back straight, took the opportunity to utilise it, got up the inside and fired himself to the front. Hancock, unusually for him, makes a poor start. Kasperzak off the inside, but look at Zegar, just literally generates so much speed coming off turn 2 on the opening lap. Swoops to the inside, he's got a decision to make. Kasperzak makes it for him by slipping wider. Zegar then takes full advantage and gets himself to the front. Jepsen Jensen out of control, but as he's out of control, getting that extra drive, it shoves him into second place, and that's where he stays. And the Danish rider, look at that, fell off there yesterday in that exact same spot. This time, just about saves it. Good start though for Zegar. He's in good form. 4 points, a decent start.
Yeah, you remember you get into the top 8 and you are in the semi-finals of the Grand Prix at this round number 6 tonight in Copenhagen, the halfway stage of the World Championship here in this magnificent arena, the Parken, just outside the city centre, walking distance really into the city centre of Copenhagen from this venue, and very similar to Cardiff in a couple of weeks' time, where you have a stadium like the Millennium that is right bang in the middle of Cardiff city centre, and it really is going to be a great night at the Millennium Stadium 2 weeks tonight, July the 12th. Freddie Lindgren goes off the inside here. Darcy Ward goes off gate 2 in blue. Kenneth Bier gate 3 in white, and Martin Smolinski off the outside in yellow. Those two have yet to score off the outside. This is heat number 8.
Yes, it is, and Lindgren will be keen to pile the points on. He had a solid second place, and he's off the inside, and that gives him a good chance to get well and truly involved. Ward, who rode a stormer, but only just picked up a solitary point, he'll be looking to try and build on that in this one.
Here we go with heat number 8, and Pierre moves into the tapes, and my goodness,
disaster.
I would suspect that he is going to be thrown out of the race.
Got no choice, the referee has to exclude him.
And it wasn't as though, I think really he must have just gambled there. Well, you're a former rider, you know what goes through a rider's mind. Has he just taken a gamble there?
I don't know, it was too quick, wasn't it? He almost, as soon as the green light comes on, he has a go at the tapes. And whether he saw Smolinski move on the outside of him, that may have put him off, but no, there isn't. He's only himself to blame, and he is excluded, and that's a bitter disappointment for Bjerre, who would have been keen, like all the Danish riders, here in Copenhagen tonight to put in a strong performance.
Will the Danish riders feel extra pressure tonight being in Copenhagen?
Without doubt, Nigel, this is a huge occasion for them. 100 years of the DMU, all the world champions showing up, capital city, fabulous stadium. Yeah, no question they'll be nervous tonight.
Well, Kenneth Bjerre disqualified then from the restart of heat number 8, and after this race every rider will have completed 2 rides apiece. There's Freddie Lindgren that we're seeing here off gate number 1 in red with a couple of points to his name, and Darcy Ward will go off gate number 2 in blue.
Just while we've got a couple of minutes, Martin Smolinski, he was talk of the town, wasn't he, earlier this season? Made a decision this year just to focus primarily on the Grand Prix. Hasn't got many other racing commitments outside that. I just wonder whether he's beginning to, you know, pay for that, Nige, because it's all very well having being fresh and coming to World Championship, not tired and so forth, but you really have to be testing yourself up against the best in the leagues, so you build confidence, particularly if you're not going so well. And I think maybe that decision may have to be looked at again. And, you know, there are opportunities to pick up a league position during the season. I just wonder whether Martin might look to do that while there's Grand Prix left to sort of salvage the situation.
Well, Martin Smolinski has spent the last 2 seasons with the Birmingham Brummies in the British Elite League, and they're the topic of talk at the moment for the wrong reasons in England, of course, because there is major doubt about the future of Birmingham Speedway right now. Good track, good venue. Let's hope they pull through and they find a new buyer.
Well, fingers crossed, because it's disappointing when a club has to fold. We don't want that to happen, but there are serious scenarios there at Birmingham at this stage. Smolinski would pick up a club, and there's no doubt that he could do a decent job for somebody.
Mikkel Mikkelsen is the man who's coming out here as a replacement for Martin Smolinski. Yeah, right, Sir Eastbourne. He's a great young rider, talented young rider, very highly rated by Eric Gunderson, who works for the Danish youngsters. And
they've got plenty of
riding
them.
Style, yeah.
Yeah, they have. Jepsen Jensen, Mikkel Beck, this man, Mikkelsen. Certainly got a whole host of riders that come through their youth system. We saw some of them racing here earlier on this evening on the 85cc bikes. And it's no surprise that they continually produce young and exciting riders.
I'll tell you what, looking at some of those youngsters earlier, some of them were so small, they only looked about 6 or 7 years of age. You know, it's almost like, do you want your child to become a speedway rider? Mums and dads, what do you think?
Well, there's an awful lot of them that do, Nige, because they're able to ride 3 or 4 nights a week. And talking to an ex-teammate of mine, John Jorgensen, whose son is here riding, they love it, and they travel all over the place.
Not sure what my wife would feel about my boys becoming speedway riders.
I wouldn't tell her.
Just nip off and take him for a race.
Just popping out for an hour or two.
That's fair enough. Right, heat number 8. Here we go for the restart. Freddie Lindgren goes off the inside in red. Darcy Ward gate 2 in blue. Mikkel Mikkelsen goes off gate number 3 in white, and Martin Smolinski going off the outside in yellow here. Be interesting to see how Mikkelsen gets on. He is a rare talent.
Yeah, he is. And he's got composure. I saw him on his debut at Eastbourne. We both did. Yeah. We covered the meeting, and he popped out and won his first race as if he'd been riding there all his life. So he appears to be quite a cool, calm, collected character. This is going to test that to its upper limits, you would suggest. But yeah, he's more than capable.
And Ward and Mikkelsen will be up against each other in league racing on Monday as well.
Yep.
Eastbourne Ride Pool on Monday night. Here we go with heat number 8. That time they're away, and Lindgren's made a good start off the inside gate. Now what can Ward do in blue? He's going to try the inside switch. Darcy Ward, he picks up some drive there though. But Lindgren is an experienced rider these days. He will hold the line, you can be sure of that. Ward is second. Martin Smolinski's third. Mikkel Mikkelsen at the back, but here comes Ward at the inside. He's got plenty of speed, but Lindgren knows the line here, Kelvin.
Yeah, he's hanging on out in front. He's going to have eyes in the back of his head here, because Darcy Ward is fabulous at overtaking. The Australian in second place, pushing really hard. Smolinski's in third. Mikkelsen out the back. Ward doing all sorts of stuff up the inside. Lindgren slams the door shut going into turn 3. Ward's going to work it out again. Here he comes, a lap to go. Super Speedway out in front.
Well, that was ruthless by Lindgren. He almost turned left to stop the route through for Ward, who's going to try a big blast around the outside now. Darcy Ward into the dirt.
Lindgren stayed on the motorbike and avoided Darcy Ward is a miracle. Yeah, Ward got it.
Oh, how's he
Steals
avoided
it.
him? How's he avoided him?
I really don't know. It's a miracle. It's just pure luck. Pure luck. Darcy Ward rides a stormer. Fabulous stuff. Lindgren riding all over the track to stop him. That rut appears coming out of turn 4. Nearly throws Lindgren off the back of the motorbike. And Ward picks up a hugely exciting win. But he can't. But his heart rate has gone through the roof there. Brilliant ride, though.
Just thankful that nobody got hurt there.
No.
Nothing deliberate, of course. The track played into the situation there, and that's a good win from Darcy Ward. He's level with Lindgren now, and a clutch of riders on 4 points so far now. Every rider has completed 2 heats.
Wow, what a ride it was. He was riding fabulously in second place for the majority of the race, and coming out of the last corner, Lindgren was caught by surprise. Lindgren snaking all over the place, but makes the start. And Mikkelsen's there, Ward up the inside, challenging early on. Smolinski slips around the outside of the reserve rider, Mikkelsen, and that's where he stays. Look at that. How on earth he misses him? It's, as I say, is a miracle. Lindgren will be gutted because he rode well there. He rode strongly out in front, and he's so desperate to do well here this evening. Ward, spectacular as well. Oh, breathe in. Just misses the boys as they go over the finish line. Fabulous ride from Darcy Ward, superb.
Wow, remarkable stuff in heat number 8. Every rider has completed 2 rides, and we are very proud and honoured tonight to be in the presence of the Crown Prince of Denmark, who's alongside Ollie Olsen there, the legendary 3 times world champion, Ollie Olsen. I wonder what he thinks of Speedway, the Crown Prince of Denmark, after seeing Freddie Lindgren almost clash into his rival there. Niels Christian Iversen is down in the pits with Jason Harold.
Well, Niels, you said after your first win you've got to build from that, and build it you did. That was a heck of a move, a brave one down the straight.
Yeah, it was good. I had good speed out there, but you know, it's still early days. You know, there's potentially 5 more races to go, and I can't get carried away.
Well, a few riders have. They've been lifting coming out of turn 2. Obviously, it must have been at the back of your mind when you went for that move, was it?
You know, you focus on racing, you know, and focus on scoring points, not hoping that anyone hits a rod and go in the fence or whatever. You know, you just focus on racing, and yeah, that's what I do.
Any plan for now you'll be on the outside gates as opposed to the inside ones? Different strategy?
No, I just had the same strategy, just gate and go.
All right, good luck, Niels.
Thanks.
Well, keep it simple. Crown Prince there, just being given all the lowdown by Ollie Olsen, of course, the 3-time world champion. And it's an extra special night with royalty in attendance. That certainly lifts the status of the event. It's fabulous. I think what he thinks of Speedway riders, I would think he probably thinks rather them than me when he sees riders lifting and rushing around. But a fabulous start for tonight's meeting from Niels Christian Iversen.
Start, og kun 2 har maksimum point. Den ene af dem, Niels Christian Iversen. Normalt, Niels Christian, så har du jo fødderne godt og grundigt plantet i mulden. Følelserne, de skal ikke op og køre for meget, men man kan vel ikke enten være godt tilfreds efter sådan en start?
Ej, selvfølgelig er jeg tilfreds, men fødderne står endnu. Der er stadigvæk en lang aften. Potentielt 5 weekender, hvis man kommer i finalen, så det nytter ikke noget, at man begynder at blive på lejrbørn. Der er et nyt, der venter, og det er lige så vigtigt igen.
Det ser ud til, at der er bid derude. Der er flere af dem, der får lidt ekstra bid ud af bare svingene. Hvordan er banen?
Den bliver kørt lidt op derude. Den er sådan lidt, kan man sige, der kommer lidt sport ud, og man skal være lidt over den, men
he's an international rider now, he's the world number 3, and he hasn't quite managed to make a final so far this year, and he's
publikum derinde selvfølgelig altid en fantastisk kulisse at køre af København. Hvordan er det i aften?
Jamen, det er det samme som det altid er. Det er altid dejligt at køre ind, og se en masse Dannebrogsflag, så det kan ikke blive bedre.
Hasn't lacked for speed, he's just found himself in the wrong place at the wrong time, and it hasn't quite worked out for him. He's got 3 more opportunities with 2 gate 1s, which could come to his rescue in his 4th and 5th rides. That might just fall nicely for him. And Greg Hancock just a couple of points with a poor ride last time, but we've seen that from Greg earlier this year, where he can, have a couple of bad rides and then literally go on a run of wins, because he gets the bike to work so well to the first corner. But yeah, Pedersen, Woofenden, Hancock, Hampel outside the top 8. You're dead right, it's upside down effectively at the moment.
Yeah, it's a very unpredictable meeting, this one, so far tonight. 8 races gone of the 20 which decide the 8 qualifiers for the semi-finals here. The roller is out right now and the graders. Let's hear from Troy Batchelor now.
Troy Batchelor, 2 rides, 2 wins. What a great start for you tonight.
Yeah, you can't get much better than that, but, you know, Melilla was disappointing. I started bad but finished good, so funny enough, I'm riding the same bike I finished on in Melilla, and it's working so far.
So this is the bike, as you said, you finished strongly on. Did you realise that you're leading the meeting after 2 rides?
Oh man, we're not even a quarter of the way done, but, you know, to start like that, that's how I need to start. I need that, and, you know, I just need to keep it going. I need to keep an eye on the track and keep it, you know, keep the setup in that where I need it and keep the bike the way I want it, and I think we'll be able to do it right.
You had your Swindon teammate Peter Kilderman breathing down your neck there. Were you aware he was around?
Yeah, I told him we were getting a 5-1.
Good stuff. Thank you, Troy.
Thank you.
Yeah, great start for Troy, and I'm pleased for him. He's found Grand Prix racing this year hard, and it is tough. And he's started in fine style and enjoying a good meeting so far.
Well, the Crown Prince of Denmark here tonight, taking a look around the pits area. Just behind the first turn is where the pits area is, in a similar area to where it is at the Millennium Stadium in Cardiff. Good atmosphere here in the Parken tonight. We're seeing some entertaining racing as well. Ty Woofenden, the world champion, being introduced. And the pits area out the back, actually in a temporary marquee type area. And what Ty's saying.
It's remarkable, you know, Ty Woofenden, you know, he's having a disappointing night. He's there having a chat with the Crown Prince, very relaxed. You know, a lot of riders possibly wouldn't be enjoying this at all, but fair play to him. He's giving time as world champion to a very important guest here this evening, and all credit to him.
Very much so. I don't think anybody's in any doubt that what Ty Woofenden has done as world champion, Kelvin, for the sport in general, and particularly in the UK, he's raised awareness again of the sport in the UK, hasn't he?
That's absolutely. With his charity work, his racing, he puts himself about, got a smile on his face, and yeah, he communicates very nicely. So yes, he's doing a fine job as world champion. He's taken on the whole mantle of being a world champion in his stride. That's good news.
Heat number 9 coming up here. 2 minutes time allowance is on. And Christoph Kasperzak with 2 points to his name. We've got the wild card. Peter Killerman in the white helmet here. 5 points out of a possible 6. So heat number 9 is coming up. The riders out on the track right now. And Chris Harris, Martin Smolinski and Christoph Kasperzak desperate for points in this race.
Yeah, it's coming to crunch time for them. If they fail to score here, then their night is going to be effectively over as regards going any further than Heat 20. Harris has been disappointing, just can't get amongst the points. Smolinski a touch fortunate last time just to pick up 1 point. And the German has found it tough in the recent Grand Prix to get amongst the points. Kasperzak, who had a desperate night 2 weeks ago, just couldn't get on the score sheet at all. And Kiedelman, well, wouldn't be a surprise to me, Nigel, if he picks up another win here.
Here we go with heat number 9 here in the Parken. It's Chris Harris going off the inside. Can he get amongst the points this race? Martin Smolinski, gate 2 in blue. Peter Killerman, what a night he's had. Gate 3 in white, spectacular rider, and surely with the potential to become one of the top riders in the world. And Christoph Kasperzak of Poland going off the outside in the yellow helmet colour. 3 points to his name so far for Kasperzak, but can Killerman make it off gate 3 to continue his fine form as a wild card?
I would have thought so. He's even if he doesn't make it, he'll be a major threat in the race. Here we go.
Here we go then, he's number 9. good start from Harris off the inside. Kasper's up quick from the gate 4 as well.
Kilderman's
down in the first turn, and the red light is going to have to come on now. It comes on halfway down the back straight.
Jim Lawrence didn't rush to put it on, did he? It'll be interesting to see what he does here, whether he feels that Kilderman went down of his own accord and was the cause of the stoppage, and that would suggest that he might exclude him. They get squeezed up coming to the first corner. He hasn't made a very good start. He's just got caught with the dirt deflector on the front wheel and it's caused him to go down. That will come down to how the referee interprets that, but there's no question that there has been a little bit of contact between Smolinski's dirt deflector and Kilderman's front wheel that's caused the Danish rider to go down.
Well,
you see it here, Nigel. You can see it there. There is definite contact. I'd like to think it'll be put back in the rerun.
We shall see. But Jim Lawrence didn't put the red lights on until the riders were
he'll be looking
halfway
at this.
down the back straight.
He'll be looking at this, and
yes.
I'm sure he'll put it. He won't put him out. He's got to put him back in.
Well, the Danish flag's flying here.
Well, there'll be
all 4 riders. There is no exclusion light on.
Well,
I think that's about the right decision.
Yeah, when you see the replay, it is. Momentarily, when Jim Lawrence just hesitated with the red light, you would have thought that maybe he may have looked to excluded him, but he doesn't, and it's the right call. And those people there, the Danes, will be delighted with that, because Peter Kilderman is a potential finalist here this evening. I'm not overstating that. He won't be frightened. He has no pressure. 2 more riders enjoying the night, Iversen and Jepsen Jensen there, who had his back to us. And we got music, party atmosphere in the Parken. And it's a good night. It's a good night of Speedway.
Good memories here. Some terrific racing down the years, and I also came here working on a football match at an international between Denmark and England a few years ago. It finished Denmark 4, England 1. Some things never change.
Okay. Yeah, disappointment. Right. Unfortunately for Chris Harris, he's had a disappointing campaign this year, hasn't he? He's desperately trying to find the key to it. He has Brian Anderson here in his corner here for this weekend, with Phil Morris, who's been ever present this season, but just hasn't clicked into gear so far. And I feel for Chris, because he's a wholehearted rider, always gives 100%, but 2 rides and failed to score so far, so he's up against it.
Well, there's no doubt the highlight of Chris's career back in 2007 at Cardiff, and well, those memories will come flooding back in 2 weeks' time when Chris returns to the Millennium Stadium.
The trouble is, Nigel, it's a long time ago now.
7 years ago.
And I can't forget the night. It was an extraordinary win. And he did do a remarkable job. Track conditions were difficult. He just stole the win away from Greg Hancock coming out of the last corner in a dramatic meeting.
Oh, it was brilliant.
It was, and it just blew the roof off, didn't it, off the Millennium Stadium. But he hasn't been able to recapture that sort of performance again.
And at Cardiff, Kelvin, we now know that Craig Cook is the wild card. Craig finished 2nd in the British final to get the wild card spot. How's he going to do? He's going to find it tough, isn't he?
He'll be nervous, because it's the biggest Grand Prix in the world. There'll be 40,000 odd people there. He seems a very ambitious man. I don't know him well. He rode well in the British final to secure his slot there. I think if he can pick up a few points, I think he'll be absolutely delighted, and it will be a great experience for him.
I was going to say, you try and go there to enjoy the experience, but you're only going to enjoy it if you score a few points as well, aren't you?
Absolutely. If you go away with 1 or 2 points, that won't be enough, but if he comes away with half a dozen points, I'm sure he's sitting at home now going, oh, I'm going to get to the semi-final, and I sincerely hope he does.
I do as well.
But Grand Prix racing is a step up. It really is a big step up, and you've seen a lot of riders find it tough too, but he's a starter. He can make starts, and if he does, then I'm sure he'll pick up some points.
And I'm sure there'll be plenty of Edinburgh Monarchs and Bellevue Aces fans, because he rides for 2 clubs in England, Craig Cook, doubles up in the top flight and the Premier League. I'm sure there'll be plenty of Edinburgh Monarchs and Bellevue Aces fans flying the flag for Craig Cook at Cardiff. And really looking forward to the biggest event in World Speedway coming up in a fortnight's time. Hope you can join us for that. And here we go with heat number 9, 2nd time of asking. Can we get a clean getaway? Peter Killerman, the man who bit the dust in the first race, the first staging of the race in heat number 9.
Yeah.
He goes off gate number 3 once again here.
He's digging around. He'll be looking for a fresh spot, trying to get a little bit more drive. He missed the start, and that was the reason he got clipped up or hooked up with the back of Smolinski's bike. Sometimes it's actually better to miss the start completely on a track like this, so it gives you the option just to switch to the inside immediately. He was just caught just at the wrong place. Harris is in the box seat here on the inside, Nigel.
Yep, he's off the inside in red. Gate number 2 in blue is Martin Smolinski. Gate 3 is Peter Killerman. And Christoph Kasperzak going off the outside. So a lot of pressure with Kasperzak on those 3 points, and a lot of pressure on the riders here in this one.
Yeah, pressure always, and Kasperzak, who led the World Championship after 2 rounds by 11 points. A fabulous performance in Bydgoszcz. Got hurt in a pairs meeting in Germany where he injured his knee and has lost confidence, no doubt about that. He needs to have a solid night to really turn his fortunes around.
There we go, heat number 9. Take try, Smolinski's made a good one off the gate number 2, and coming around the outside here is Christoph Kasperzak in yellow. Smolinski has the lead, but Christoph Kasperzak is there. Killerman comes through into 3rd place with a ruthless move on the inside of Chris Harris, and Killerman now on the inside of Smolinski!
Brilliant move from the wildcard Kilderman, 2 moves on the opening lap, charges into 2nd place, fabulous stuff from Peter Kilderman. Good move earlier on there by Kasperzak to get the better of the German. Harris once again disappointing out the back, feel for him. Kasperzak's out in front, but he's not safe. Kilderman's all over the back of him, having a real good go in 2nd place. Can he get through to the front? Kasperzak's going to have to ride a really good last lap.
Killerman all over the back wheel of Christoph Kasperzak. He's got the pace, he's got the speed. Down the back straight, surely he's got to go wide. Kasperzak clamps the line, and now down to the line. He's done the job there, Kasperzak, because I thought Killerman really missed a trick there in that Leicester turn. He had to go wide because Kasperzak, it was so obvious he was going to stay on the inside line there, but so did Killerman, and it was Kasperzak who held out for 3 big points.
3 big points, important points for Kasperzak, doubles his score, and that was a great ride from him under a lot of pressure from Kilderman. I've got to agree with you, I thought Kilderman would give the big blast round the outside in the last corner on the last lap to try and snatch the win away. Good speedway from Kilderman though.
Great stuff, Kasperzak the winner, and he needed that as well. A superb effort from him. Moves him on to 6 points, and means that Killerman leads the Grand Prix on 7 points now. Smolinski has the 2 points to his name, and Harris yet to score from 3 outings. So, 9 heats gone. Christoph Kasperzak with his first win of the night moves on to 6, and he's still got a couple of races left to get into that semi-final.
Well, gate 3 for Kilderman doesn't work out. He misses it again, and he's nowhere. Kasperzak comes sweeping across in front of Smolinski down the back straight. Smolinski actually makes a good start. Forceful move earlier on there to get the better of Harris by Kilderman, and then up the inside as they complete the first lap. Into the first corner for the 2nd time, Kilderman up the inside. I thought for a moment with a lap to go that Kilderman might just get the better of Kasperzak. Makes the decision to ride tight round the last corner. May have been the wrong one, but 2 points nonetheless, 7 points. A very good return for him. Kasperzak will be buoyed by that. Well, 6 points to his name, Nigel. That's more like it. Failed to score 2 weeks ago.
He knew he was under pressure though, Kasperzak, and he held that inside line. Killerman, I think, when he watches that back, may think, well, he might even know now, should have tried the outside blast.
Yeah, maybe, but he's having a good night, and he's spectacular. I like watching him, Nigel. He really is eye-catching, isn't he? Yeah. Super stuff, and he's a credit to the meeting so far.
Here we go. Greg Hancock in white, joint series leader with Ty Woffington, but both Ty and Greg have struggled for any kind of top form so far tonight. So heat number 10 is coming up. Kenneth Pierre, who's had an absolute nightmare touching the tapes in his previous outing, he goes off the inside in red. Andreas Johnson goes off gate number 2 in blue. Hancock is off gate 3 in white. Nicky Pedersen outside in yellow. 5 world titles between the 2 boys off the outside 2 gates.
Well, very important ride here for Pedersen. If he fails to score here, then it will be desperate night for him. Really needs a win to turn his fortunes around. He's been battling hard. He had speed last time, but just wasn't in the right place. Hancock missed the start and failed to score. Andreas Johnson could be a danger here in gate 2 because he's been looking pretty decent tonight. Important race here for the 2 outside riders, certainly.
Here we go with heat number 10, and the takes run up pretty quickly that time, and Pierre has made a good start. What will Pedersen do now? He throws the bike into the dirt to try and come around the outside. No room there, is there? Yes, there is, as Hancock tries tries the outside line, but Pierre's going to push him wide as well, and Pedersen is third, and Andreas Johnson coming through for third now as well. Pedersen in all sorts of trouble in the GP, but Hancock hunting down Kenneth Pierre here, who has that lead.
Yeah, Pierre was good away from the tapes. It was a good stuff from Hancock. Nicky Pedersen now gets into third place, but 1 point again here, really not enough. He would have been looking for a win. Hancock just momentarily running a little bit wide. Pedersen charging hard in third. Great response from the touch taping Kenneth Pierre here. The pocket rocket out in front, looking good. Nicky Pedersen searching for second place.
Pedersen's all over Hancock here. Hancock, which way will he go? He's left again for Nicky Pedersen to jump up the inside. Pierre wins the race. Hancock second, Pedersen third. And the inconsistency of Andreas Johnson strikes again. Fantastic winning his opening ride, but finished last there. And you're quite right, Kelvin, that's a big win for Pierre.
Yeah.
His first points of the night. And for Greg Hancock, second spot puts him onto 4. Stays in with a shout of getting into the semi-finals. But for Nicky Pedersen, 2 points from 3 rides in his home country. He's going to be absolutely gutted with that. He really
Not
now needs
Not
2 wins to get into the semi-finals.
Dead right.
Pierre, Hancock, Pedersen and Johnson is your finishing order. I thought Pedersen may just have got a little bit of a drop on Hancock at one stage there. But the top 8 now, clutch of riders on 4 points.
Tough night, isn't it? It's so difficult to put a string of performances together. That's why when you look at Peter Kilderman, the wild card, 7 points from 3 rides is a very handy return. Seeing it again, the back of Hancock, who comes out of gate 3 nicely. Pierre on the inside rides a steady first corner and hits the front. Pedersen gets the door slammed shut in front of him down the back straight early doors. Johnson there momentarily in third place, but Pedersen then gets himself into third place and once again actually has good speed, but just hasn't been able to stamp his authority on the race early enough. Pierre will be delighted. He's had an awful night so far, and a very handy win for him to give him an outside chance with a couple of rides to go to make the top 8. But Nicky Pedersen, this is not what he's been looking for here, the 3-time world champion. Desperate to put in a big performance in the last parking Grand Prix.
Well, heat number 11 promises to be something special. Ward, Woffington, Zagar, Hampel.
I'll say.
What a lineup that promises to be. And with Darcy Ward in the race, it's a good opportunity to say a very good morning to our Australian viewers who are enjoying our coverage from here at the Parken in Copenhagen. And we hope you're enjoying the Speedway down under in Australia. And now Greg Hancock, the series leader, on 66 points. Woffington 64, Pedersen 57, Zagar on 57 as well. But what a lineup this race is. Zagar goes in white, Woffington is in blue. Darcy Ward, winner last time out. He
Brilliant
goes
lineup.
in red. Yeah, absolutely. Heat number 11. Darcy Ward is off the inside gate in red. Woffington goes off gate number 2 in blue. Only 1 point so far. Zagar, winner last time out, gate 3 in white. And Jarek Campbell going off the outside in yellow as the sound system booms around this magnificent arena. The roof on tonight here at the Parken. Sun beaming through the entrances to the seating areas. And down there on the track,
right.
The pressure is on.
It is indeed, and Ty Woffington is under massive pressure. 1 point from 2 rides, and then his third ride is such a competitive lineup. Not ideal, but he responds to pressure. They settle in. Ward was spectacular last time, so was Zagar. Tough race.
Here we go with heat number 11. Woffington has made an absolute beauty here, but so has Ward and Zagar and Hampel in yellow. Jarek Campbell has taken the lead down the back straight. That's sensational from Jarek Campbell. Woffington made a great start there, but Ward got the drop on him, and now it's a real battle between Darcy Ward, Ty Woffington and Matty Zagar for that second, third and fourth. But Kelvin, hats off to Jarek Campbell, a magnificent move to take the lead.
Fantastic stuff from Hampel, swept round the outside, but Ward is coming in second place. Hampel's going to have eyes in the back of his head. Woffington a little bit out of shape, he's struggling out there tonight. Zagar, brilliant last time, is tailed off out the back. Hampel now clamps it on the inside, there's a lap to go. Has Ward got anything else to give?
Well, Jarek Campbell riding a beautiful line here. Darcy Ward doesn't quite seem to have the pace, although he's going to have one more go. Hampel holds the line, Ward tries the outside, and Woffington up on Ward as well, but Ward just about hangs on for second spot, with Woffington third and Matty Zagar trailing in at the back, and it throws it all open here because Ty Woffington picking up just a point there. He's only on 2 from his 3 rides, and he needs a couple of wins if he is going to get into the semi-finals of the Danish FIM Speedway Grand Prix.
Great ride from Hampel. He started steadily. He's got better each time he's come on the track. A third, a second, and now a big win in Heat 11, which was really would have graced any final. That was a fabulous lineup.
Certainly was. Hampel, the winner, moves on to 6 points, level with Darcy Ward. Zagar on 4, and look at Woofenden, 15th place on 2 points. Nicky Pedersen only on 2 points as well. Extraordinary. There could well be some big-name casualties when it comes to the semi-finals here tonight, Kel.
It could well indeed be that case. We see it again. Initially, Woofenden dropped the clutch, bang on, but the bike doesn't get there, and he gets squeezed out. Great first corner from Jarek Hampel, who is getting better every time he comes out. Winds it on. Great ride from Darcy Ward. And he puts pressure on Hampel momentarily, but it's a clever race from Hampel. He covers all the bases here and denies the Australian any chance of hitting the front. But Ward is riding nicely and is enjoying a pretty strong Grand Prix. He's on 6 points from 3 rides, but it's going to be tough here tonight. Conditions are difficult. To go through the card is nigh on impossible. But Jarek Hampel will be delighted with that. And a hard-working Darcy Ward there. Probably a touch frustrated, but he's riding out of his skin.
Gate 4's not bad, is it? You've seen Jarek Hampel there. You've seen Kasper Zakov heat number 9 off gate 4, where the boys have made the start, gone wide, and they've got the drive coming off that second turn.
That's absolutely right. You just get that nice run through the first corner, and it generates the speed down the back straight. And Hampel was able to utilise it to perfection, and fair play to the pole. It was world class there, and he's the world number 2, so no real surprise.
Well, here we go then, heat number 12. After this race, every rider will have completed 3 rides in the Grand Prix tonight here in Copenhagen. It's Troy Batchelor going off the inside in red. It's a wonderful, wonderful Copenhagen night for Batchelor so far. Lindgren goes off gate 2 in blue. Everson unbeaten as well. Jepsen Jensen off the outside in yellow. This is a good lineup as well.
Yeah, riders in form.
Yeah.
2 unbeaten riders going head-to-head. I would think at this stage, Batchelor just favourite for me because he's got the gate, the inside gate rather, with Everson coming off gate 3. But Everson's been hugely impressive so far. And Jepsen Jensen, I've got to say, it's been a year or so since I've seen him ride right at the top of his game. He's enjoying a good night so far.
Meeting number 12 here. A bit of movement to the start there, and I don't blame Jim Lawrence for holding the tapes on that occasion. Batchelor has got the lead. The man at the back is Everson now, but Everson has got the drive at the back and comes through into 3rd, and it's Jepsen Jensen who holds 2nd place. But Troy Batchelor is having the night of his life here, and now Jepsen Jensen is going to really go hard into the dirt. He's going to try and flick up the inside.
Oh, he's got speed.
Oh, he's really closing in on Batchelor here, and Batchelor's under all sorts of pressure.
Here we go. Jepsen Jensen now allows the bike to run wide. Batchelor under pressure, holding the inside line. Everson searching for room as well in 3rd place. Lindgren's out the back. Jepsen Jensen's all over the back of Batchelor. Batchelor's just got to concentrate. Well, here comes Everson charging into the picture as well in 3rd place. You can throw a blanket over the first 3. Less than a lap. Batchelor hanging on for his life.
Batchelor has that lead. Is it going to be 3 wins on the trot? It looks like it. Great ride from Batchelor, has held the line brilliantly there. Jepsen Jensen 2nd, Everson 3rd, and Lindgren goes over the line, looking distraught, looking into the air. But Troy Batchelor, what a terrific display from Troy Batchelor. I've said it before this season, Kelvin, we've seen glimpses in the Elite League with Swindon, we've seen glimpses when he's ridden for Australia in the World Cup, but here tonight we are seeing the true potential of Troy Batchelor.
Well, you can't deny that. 3 rides and 3 wins. It's absolutely textbook stuff from the Australian. Super ride out in front. Jepsen Jensen was putting so much pressure on him in 2nd place. How on earth he managed to hang on, but great composure from the Aussie. Tops the charts on 9 points. Fabulous.
Well, what a ride from Troy Batchelor, and you wouldn't have thought that, would you, before the meeting, that after 12 heats, Troy Batchelor would be leading the GP as the only man with a maximum.
Well, I said before the race that I just fancied him in front of Everson, the 2 unbeaten riders coming into Heat 12, because of the inside gate, and so it proved. Bachelor there, just a little bit out of shape early on in the race, and Jepsen Jensen riding nicely in second place because he was generating lots of speed, looking for different lines. But Troy Bachelor, all fair play to him. He keeps his composure here and rides nicely out in front, and he'll be in the semi-finals already. That's a great performance so far from the Aussie.
Yeah, Troy Bachelor, brilliant. And we can hear from Peter Killerman, who no doubt is enjoying himself tonight. He's with Jason.
Peter Kilderman, there were a lot of candidates for the wild card for this Grand Prix. I think you've justified your call-up. How did you feel when you got the call to say you were in it?
Yeah, I was really happy. I haven't expected it at all, so I was happy and pleased to it, really.
Did you expect that your performance would be as hot as it has been?
I don't know. Hopefully, I always hope to doing good, but yeah, been going all right.
Is there an advantage at riding in the #1 position in a meeting like this? Because you're out sort of like the first race and out after every grading bake.
Yeah, I think it's all right in the indoors track. Yeah, normally it's not the best to have #1 because after watering and everything. So yeah, it's pretty good to have a day.
Your form around the leagues around Europe has been very, very good. Is this your ambition to be a permanent member of the GP circus?
Yeah, definitely one day. I don't know when I want to feel ready, but yeah, definitely one day I want to be.
All right, well, good luck getting towards the semis, Peter. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Good effort from Peter Kilderman. He's probably just a point away from the semi-finals this evening, 7 from 3. It's been a good effort from the Danish rider, and wildcards haven't been great this year. But certainly Peter Kilderman this evening is turning that fortunes around. He's rewriting the script there a bit. He's almost certainly going to be a semi-finalist tonight.
When you look at the Danish contingent, Ivesen's doing fine. Jepsen Jensen, 3 straight second place is superb. This man, Peter Killerman, has been magnificent. But when you look lower down the order, Nicky Pedersen and Kenneth Pierre are just not doing it.
No, they're disappointing tonight, particularly for Pedersen, who was in third place in the World Championship coming into tonight, his home Grand Prix. Would have been very keen to have done well. Also, after all the drama of 2 weeks ago, I'm sure he would have loved to have really put in a strong performance. But he's had 2 third places with showing potential and showing speed. But he's customary stars. We're accustomed to seeing Nicky absolutely jet-propelled from the tapes, and not necessarily the fastest rider on track, but tonight it's the reverse, but it's difficult to pass out there tonight.
Yeah, well, short break here as track grading takes place, as we traditionally do in the Grand Prix series. After 12 heats, we have an interval and an opportunity for the major track work to take place here with a heavy roller. And let's hear from Jarek Hampel down in the pits now.
Well, Jarek Hampel, world #2, and riding like it as well. You seem to be getting stronger as the night goes on.
Well, it was really good in my last race. I've got a gate 4 pretty hard. It's so hard to make a good jump from gate 4 because track is pretty short to coming in of the corner. But I made a good start and then race pretty quick. But I need to think about my setup in the bike anyway because the tracks change pretty quickly. So it's a lot of work in my piece anyway.
You said after practice yesterday that you enjoyed riding on the track during practice, and you certainly look like you're enjoying it out there.
Yes, I am. Even track's better than yesterday practice. It's not so many rides. It's pretty smooth, so we can have a good entertainment anyway. It's good.
What's your focus now to get you towards the semi-finals? What will that be?
Yeah, I try to get the points, and I don't want to think what's going on later. I need to stay concentrated before my next race and the last one. So I try to stay focused and working hard in the pit. So it should be good.
The top boys are slipping back a little bit, so this gives you your chance to move up the order.
I hope so. I try to fight for that, and this is what I can do.
Jarek, thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a good performance from Hampel. He's improved in each race, and not a surprise. And he's turning his fortunes around. He had a couple of disappointing Grand Prix where he sort of slipped away and really struggled. He only scored 2 points in Prague after that nasty incident in the first corner.
It was a real bad one, wasn't it?
It was a nasty one, and that sort of knocked the wind out of his sails. And 13 points last time was a good return. And so far this evening, he's looking good. That man is well, Jepsen Jensen, who was on his backside when I saw him yesterday, struggling to get himself to his feet, but he's ridden solidly so far this evening. A decent turnout. I have seen more here, but an enthusiastic crowd, and they've got plenty of Danes doing well this evening to get right behind.
Well, there's been some decent speedway as well, Kelvin, hasn't there? You know, we've seen plenty of passing. Sometimes we've seen the leader make the start and get the race in the bag from early on, but behind him, you know, quite often second, third and fourth has been dramatic, hasn't it?
Yeah, we've seen some good action, and riders like Kilderman, Zagar passing Darcy Ward in every race has been entertainment. Disappointed for Ty Woofenden. No lack of effort going in there. They just haven't quite got the bike set up right. But he could dig himself out of jail here. 2 inside gates for Ty Woofenden in his last 2 rides. May just come to his rescue. 8 points, could sneak him into the top 8 and turn his night around. Got to make the start though. Got to get to that first corner, which he hasn't managed in his first 3 rides. It's a shame. I will miss not coming here. It's a fabulous venue. It's a high-profile capital city, of course, and the national stadium. It's a treat coming to Parken.
When you look at the world standings, you know, Nicky Pedersen's had an off night so far, so really Hancock and Woofenden, if they were anything like their normal performances, and we know Hancock's got 4, but Woofenden has picked up only 2 points so far, they've missed out on the opportunity to extend that lead, really.
Dead right, and it's doing riders like Pedersen and Chris Holder, who's not here this evening, a huge favour. They'll be delighted to see that Hancock and Woofenden are struggling for points, and it'll keep it tight, and that's good for all of us. We want the championship to be nip and tuck, don't we?
Well, let's hear from Greg Hancock now with Jason Harold.
Well, Greg, what's happening with you two top guys? Can't get it on the track tonight, huh?
Yeah, you know, it's gating is definitely an issue tonight, you know, and you've seen a couple exciting races, but it's difficult to pass. So, but hey, this is Speedway.
I was looking at the heats. You seem to have the speed, but not the room in some corners.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it is tight. This place is very tight, and it even though it looks wide when you look at the paper and all that stuff, but on the racing line, it's very tight, and you know, gating is so important. So I got to get it together.
Well, I think the few riders getting better as they're going on. Hopefully that will work for you. But you've got the slenderest of leads now. How do you hang on to it?
Well, you know, like I said, it's a long season. You can't look at that. Right now, it's just to focus on the achievable things, and that's semifinals and a final. And from there, we just keep on rolling.
All right, Greg, good luck. Thank you.
You got it.
Yeah, good stuff from Greg Hancock, who is the gentleman of the sport. There's no doubt about that. And yeah, good crowd. The fans enjoying it here. It is interval time, as we say. We will give you an idea of when we are going to resume racing very soon. Just waiting for information from the pits as to when the action will resume. Another 5 minutes, so should be about another 5 minutes before we get underway once again. Heat number 13 is coming up with Michael Jepsen-Jensen, Kenneth Bier, Jari Campbell and Peter Killerman. That should be a cracking race, that one, with 3 Danish riders in that one, plus the Pole Jari Campbell as well. So yeah, that should be an absolute cracker. Heat number 13. The tractor's just returning to the pits area here. Time for the t-shirt competition from our sponsors about to take place. That's why you see the crowd go to their feet, because they want a t-shirt from the sponsors. So no, it really has been entertaining stuff so far. Riders quite clearly finding it tough at times. It's ruthless racing on occasions as well. We're looking forward to the rest of the meeting very much indeed. 8 races to go to decide the semi-finalists. So should be a good one in the closing stages of the qualifiers. We look at a clutch of riders on 4 points: Frederick Lindgren, Greg Hancock, Andreas Johnson and Matti Zagar. Ty Woofenden has really got to step it up, the reigning champion. Woofenden currently on 2 points from 3 rides. He'll be bitterly disappointed with that. It's a type of night as well, you know, where everybody's dropping points against each other. It may well be that you may get through to the semi-finals on less than 8. It does happen occasionally. Sometimes, on other occasions, 8 points isn't enough on a countback. So they're all taking points off each other. Darcy Ward's been in the thick of the action, and he's with Jason.
Well, Darcy, as our boys are saying, you've been in the thick of it. How did you and Freddie Lindgren miss each other coming over that finish line?
Yeah, it's been going all right. Like I said, been close to some riders and that. But yeah, Freddie hit a bit of a rut there and he apologised. But, you know, that's racing. But yeah, I was lucky he made the mistake to allow me to come around and just nick him on the line.
You must be happy you're on the pace.
Yeah, it's been all right. As you can see, starts crucial. It's not as much dirt out wide as last year or as much as I think we would have thought. But yeah, on the pace, not bad.
A couple of people popping out of turn 2, lifting, but track seems to have settled a wee bit.
Yeah, it's much better than yesterday. Yesterday was pretty gnarly, so you got to be ready because it's really unpredictable. But you still got to give it all because it's hard work out there.
Well, good luck with the march to the semis, Darcy. Thank you.
Hopefully make it.
Yeah, it's unpredictable for the riders, which isn't good for the riders, but when it's unpredictable, it throws up some interesting scores and some interesting racing along the way as well. But from a rider's point of view, not ideal, Kelvin, is it really?
No, it's always in the back of your mind where you're not quite sure how hard you can push at times, and it's caught one or two riders out this evening, including the world champion, who lost control earlier on in the night. And,
you're out of breath there, Kel.
Just a bit, yeah. It's quite a long way to the toilet here. several flights of stairs to be able to dash up and down. Quite a long way here in the Park Stadium.
Well done.
Yeah, it was a great effort. I'm good. Blue Peter badge on his way. Jarek Hampel now, he's preparing for his next ride. And he was brilliant last time. It was a super ride from him because he was in a very competitive race with Ward, Wolfenden and Zager on the inside of him. It was a great effort.
Well, 66 to Hancock, 65 to Wolfenden, but with those two struggling tonight, there is an opportunity for the riders behind them, like the Hampels, the Eversons and the Darcy Wards, to really close up. And I'll tell you what, the race for the world title could be so tight going to Cardiff in a fortnight's time. Heat 13 is on the way.
Yeah, Heat 13 on its way, and it's crunch time now. Rides are running out for riders, and this man certainly has been moving forward nicely. He's looking for another win. He won in fine style, probably the most competitive race on paper, anyway, that we've had here this evening. So yeah, Jarek Hampel coming out. There are 3 Danish riders here up against the single pole, so yeah, should be a pretty hotly contested race.
Looking forward to this one. Heat number 13, Jepsen Jensen on 6 points to his name so far. Kenneth Pierre, who's got that 1 win to his name. And of course we have Jarek Hampel and Peter Killerman, who have been in the points. Killerman on 7, Hampel on 6. And quite a lineup this heat number 13. So, who's going to go through to the semi-finals? Kenneth Pierre needs points here in the blue helmet colour, or how costly will that touching incident prove to be for Kenneth Pierre?
It's put him under a massive amount of pressure, hasn't it? And he won nicely last time out, but he's got to continue doing that, otherwise it's going to be all over. Jepsen Jensen could be a danger on the inside. 3 Danes, 1 pole, big race in prospect.
Here we go with Heat 13 then. Michael Jepsen Jensen, the wildcard, the replacement, I should say, for Chris Holder tonight. He's done well so far with 6 points. Kenneth Pierre, a taped touching incident has put him under pressure. Jarek Hampel, gate 3, and the wild card it is. Peter Killerman going off the outside in yellow. Should be a good one, this. And the way the title race is shaping up, with Wolfenden and Hancock not exactly on top form tonight, the title race could bunch up even more going to Cardiff in a fortnight's time.
Yeah, there's no reason, of course. Pedersen is struggling tonight, and Hancock could surge on. But yes, riders just behind, like Hampel, who've had disappointing Grand Prix. Good opportunity for him.
Heat 13 it is. Jepsen Jensen's made a good start from the inside gate. Now Hampel is going to try to switch up the inside, but coming around in yellow is Peter Killerman, and now he switches up the inside. Oh my goodness me! How on earth did he manage that? He's gone from 3rd to 1st, and Peter Killerman is the man of the moment here in Heat 13 with a spectacular ride.
Fabulous move from Peter Killerman. It was an opportunist move, just allowed the bike to just run really fast and straight into turn 3. Doesn't collect anybody, textbook stuff. He is fast out in front. Hampel good start initially, was then taken by surprise. They were all taken by surprise by the move by Kilderman. Jensen looking good in second place. Disappointment for Pierre, but Peter Kilderman, silky smooth out in front.
Watch him go down the back straight. It looked as though Jensen had the race under control, but a majestic move from Peter Kilderman, and he's in the semi-finals.
Whoa!
The wild card celebrates on one wheel, and Peter Kilderman makes the Danish flags fly high here in Parken. And Michael Jensen as well is looking good for a semi-final spot too. So the two Danes there delighted, but for Peter Kilderman, spotted the moment, charged through with a breathtaking move.
Well, it was a breathtaking move. That's absolutely perfect. He was inspired down the back straight, Nigel. It was great. He lined it up. He had so much trust in his bike and so much speed. And 10 points, that'll do very nicely. Goes straight through to the semi-final. Great ride.
And Jensen now with 4 second places.
Consistent.
Moves on to 8. Very consistent indeed. Jensen. Jarek Hampel had to settle for a point there. And for Kenneth Pierre, he's going to miss out on the semi-finals with that last place. But Peter Kilderman, let's watch it again and enjoy.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch this. He's on the outside. Initially, Jensen makes a good start. Hampel decides to follow him through. That leaves lots of racing room. Switches to the inside there. Jensen certainly wasn't expecting that. He fancied that third corner was going to be his, but Peter Kilderman, whoa, get in there. Fabulous move, round the first corner. Jensen in front, protecting the inside from Hampel. And look at this quick thinking move, split-second decision between them. Oh, fabulous move from Kilderman, absolutely out of the top draw, proper Speedway. Fantastic ride from the wild card, entertainment.
Started his British career with the Workington Comets in the Premier League, which is being dominated by the Edinburgh Monarchs up there in Scotland. I did say English Speedway earlier when I referred to the Edinburgh Monarchs. My apologies, unforgivable error. As we look forward
what to do.
Yep,
you know what to do.
Wales in a couple of weeks' time in Great Britain. So my apologies to our Edinburgh Monarchs viewers here tonight as we build up to heat number 14. I am. And Nicky Pedersen of Denmark going off the inside gate, and a man under serious pressure here going into heat number 14. Desperate to make it through, Pedersen. Here's the lineup. Nicky Pedersen going off the inside with only 2 points. The maximum man, didn't think we'd be saying that. Troy Batchelor, brilliant from him tonight. Darcy Ward, Hartford, 6 points so far. And Christoph Kasperzak off the outside in yellow. A steady display from KK as well. 6 points for him.
Yeah, Kasperzak won his last ride and looked more like it. Not completely convinced he's back to his best, but he's steadily sort of getting involved, and this is another ride where it's very competitive. Pedersen on the inside could be dangerous here. He likes the inside, he needs a start, and he's not got enough points. Keep your eyes on the red helmet.
Here we go, heat number 14, and Nicky Pedersen has made a great start off the inside gate. Batchelor now is going to try and come round. There's going to be no room there, surely. Batchelor, my goodness me! He's got past Nicky Pedersen brilliantly, and Pedersen will come back for more. Third is Darcy Ward, Christoph Kasperzak in the back, but this is the best I've ever seen Troy Batchelor race. Absolutely magnificent. Pedersen second, and Ward is third, and now challenging Pedersen.
Yeah, he is. What a move from Batchelor. Such a brave move to get round the outside early doors of Nicky Pedersen. Pedersen had made the start. He's in second place, but I don't know for how much longer, because Ward's coming like a train in third place. Round the outside, the Australian into the last lap. Pedersen then just hanging on to second place. Ward now switches to the inside. What a move from Darcy Ward into second place. Brilliant Speedway.
Great Speedway here in Copenhagen, and Troy Batchelor moves on to 12 points. Wow. Maximum man, Troy Batchelor. Darcy Ward second, and Nicky Pedersen now knows that he is not going to make the semi-finals here in Parken. It's been a dreadful, dreadful night for Nicky P, but for Troy Batchelor, maximum man, 12 points out of 12. And for Swindon Robins fans in the UK, they see Batchelor on 12, Killerman on 10. Not a bad night if you're a Swindon fan.
Dominating the Grand Prix, the two Swindon Robins boys, and fully deserved. What an effort from Batchelor to get round the outside of Pedersen early on.
What a win that was, and Darcy Ward passing Nicky Pedersen for second place, and that'll be enough for Ward surely to reach the semi-finals tonight.
Well, I must apologise to Troy Batchelor. He rode a stormer there, but I've got to say the battle between Pedersen and Ward was eye-catching in the extreme, and Ward did ever so well to get the better of the three-time world champion. Yeah, this is the best night of Speedway that Troy Batchelor's ever enjoyed, I would suggest. 4 out of 4, 12 points, leads the Grand Prix. Fantastic. Pedersen makes the start. This is the move. Not a lot of racing room there. Clips the fence on the way through. Fantastic from Batchelor, showing great guts and determination. What a move. Pedersen refusing to get out of the way. Ward has to thump in there down the back straight to move him out of the way to secure that second place. It was a race-long battle, you've got to say. All over him. Did well not to really get all mixed up with one another. 12 points for Batchelor. What a night. Great smiles in there. He'll be delighted with this. He probably can't quite believe it.
Yeah, great stuff from Troy Batchelor. And Nicky Pedersen knows it's just not been his night tonight. Building up to heat number 15. And taking a look across the grid, Martin Smolinski needing points here. Zagar needs points off too as well. Niels Christian Iversen has ridden beautifully tonight. And Andreas Jonsson, who started with a win, but hasn't been able to back that up.
No, disappointment once again. You said it earlier on, inconsistent from AJ, and it has been again. Looked so impressive in his opening ride, but then can't build on it, and that must be terribly frustrating for him. Wins a race and then just can't reproduce it.
Here we go with heat 15. Martin Smolinski off the inside in red. Matti Zagar gate 2 in blue. 4 points. Needs to add to that here. Niels Christian Iversen gate 3 in white. And Andreas Jonsson off the outside with just 4 points to his name off the outside in yellow.
Yeah, he's going to have to do something here, AJ, if he wants to progress in this meeting. With sim riders perform from the outside this evening, they can run around the middle of the track, kiss the dirt and get the speed down the back straight. Iversen will be a danger. Zagar's been fast, but had a poor ride last time, didn't he? He failed to score in his third ride, so he'll be looking to bounce back from that. Smolinski needs a big one here. He's had a hard night so far.
Certainly has. Here we go with heat number 15, and away from the start. Smolinski's made a decent one. So is Iversen in white now. The lead here is Martin Smolinski. Zagar's under pressure from Jonsson in third now. Zagar charges up the inside line. The lead is with Martin Smolinski. Iversen's going to switch up the inside and picks off Smolinski superbly. And it's a huge roar all around this Parken Stadium tonight. And a battle now for Zagar coming through into third with Smolinski battling away here in second place right now.
Zagar gets third place. Great move from Iversen. Smolinski taken by surprise after making an excellent start on the inside. Great battle for third between Jonsson and Zagar, both scrapping for every inch of track, desperately trying to pick up a point. Iversen looking good. This is a big night for Iversen. He's a Dane, wants to do the business here in Copenhagen in the park, and looking good out in front.
Yeah, Niels Christian Iversen kicking on to victory here. What a ride from Niels Christian Iversen. We haven't had a Danish winner here in Copenhagen since Hans Andersen in 2006. Can that be put right tonight on our final visit to the Parken? Yes, the last time we're going to be here. Contract is up and won't be renewed. And we move on to Pastures New next year. So I just wonder, can Niels Christian Iversen break that run of no Danish wins here since 2006? Iversen the winner. Martin Smolinski was second place there. Third was Matti Zagar. Needed that point.
Yeah, desperately did.
Andreas Jonsson at the back once again. Iversen moves on to 10. He's in the semi-finals. So is Kilderman. Jebsen Jensen in the semi-finals as well. 3 Danes through to the last 8.
Yeah, and this is one of them. Number 88, Niels Christian Iversen, the world number 3, has ridden like the world number 3. This is a good effort. Coming out of gate 3, not ideal. Good start initially from the German Smolinski. Hugs the inside. Creeps around the inside, looks good, but then Iversen, so much speed, looking for a room, doesn't have enough racing room, has to come off the throttle and wait. That allows Zagar. I thought Zagar might be able to force his way into second place, but super move from Iversen, so much speed, chops to the inside, a classic overtake. Early on in the race again, of course, we're just going to watch Iversen switch back to the inside and get himself to the front. Oh, terrific battle for third place, and Zagar finally got it with a disappointment once again for Jonsson, but Niels Christian Iversen, yeah, 10 points from 4 rides. He's all right, he's looking good.
Absolutely. So, heat number 16, the world champion is in this one, and the leader, Greg Hancock. Hancock 66, Woffinden 65, but Darcy Ward has rocketed right back into contention tonight with his 8-point haul so far. Darcy Ward, well, we've got the top 2 riders in the world standings in this race, heat number 16. Woffinden off the inside, Hancock off the outside.
Yeah, it's an important race for both of these 2 lads on the inside and the outside. Woffinden's got the inside gate. It could come to his rescue this evening because he's got it in his last 2 rides.
Woffinden, Harris, Lindgren, Hancock, your lineup. All these riders need points.
Well, desperate for points, and you wouldn't have predicted it, would you, that the 2 World Championship leaders have only got 6 points between them after 3 rides each. That's quite incredible. Freddie Lindgren has had a tough night. It's been a bit up and down. Harris has had a desperate night once again, just hasn't found the key to conditions. Woffinden, crunch time, under a lot of pressure, needs to make the inside gate work.
Can he make it count, Woffinden? Can Hancock make a good one from the outside gate? This is heat number 16. After this race, every rider will have completed 4 rides. Woffinden's made a good one off the inside. Harris tries the inside line as well. Chris Harris, a battle of the Brits up front here, but Woffinden has the lead. Now Greg Hancock, the challenge is on for him, but Harris rides a good line, and that allows Lindgren through, and Hancock is struggling here, but Ty Woffinden is the leader. Chris Harris is second, Greg Hancock third, and Freddie Lindgren's frustration continues.
Yeah, great start for the world champion. Woffinden away from the inside, made it count when it really mattered, and he's out in front. Much better ride from Chris Harris in second place. Disappointment for Greg Hancock here. Third place would not be what he's looking for, and he's struggling for pace. Out in front, Woffinden has had speed all night, just has not had the run of the races. He's out in front looking really good. I would suggest that a very useful win for Ty Woffinden.
Yeah, Woffinden going into turns 3 and 4 for the final time. His first win of the night here, looking quick as well. Beats Chris Harris and Greg Hancock. And that is a big win for Ty Woffinden. Can that turn his night around? Chris Harris with a big second place as well. He won't make progress, but he's got a couple of points on the board, which is much better from Chris. But for Ty Woffinden, a big win.
Needed it.
And that could be the race, maybe, just maybe, that turns his night around here. And remember, every point you score goes towards your overall total in the World Championship. Right now, Woffinden moves into the 8th spot. But Troy Batchelor leads the Grand Prix with a maximum 12.
Yeah, more like it from the world champion. The inside gate worked perfectly. The bike leapt out of the start and then kept pulling nicely. See the ruts down there. He's in a deep rut. He has a sneaky look over his right shoulder and moves off the line. That allows Harris to put him under pressure momentarily, but Woffenden's got the extra speed and is comfortable out in front. He's got this gate in his last ride. We'll see him again coming out in heat 18, and he will have the inside gate once again, and he needs to win it to give himself any chance of progressing to the semi-finals and to keep that push to lead the World Championship, leaving the Parkin Stadium. Good ride from the world champion, and desperately needed it.
Big win for the world champion. And he's got him in the shout of reaching the semi-finals if he wins heat 18 up against Nicky Pedersen, Michael Jensen and Martin Smolinski, and he should go through. Peter Killerman, though, what a night he's had tonight. He's with Jason.
Well, Peter, just when you thought things couldn't get any better, that was probably the move of the Grand Prix series. Talk us through it. It was the slenderest of gaps.
Yeah, definitely. I was like, pick up good speed coming off the corner and sort of get and go forward and yeah, get out of it in a good way.
It must have surprised your fellow countryman, Jensen, when you were coming through there.
Yeah, but I think he was cool with it, so yeah, that's good.
You're marching on to the semi-finals. Does riding in front of a home crowd on your home Grand Prix, does it make a difference to you?
I never normally not in the GP, so yeah, definitely it's like really good, and it's a really good experience for me as well.
Well, I know you're straight out in this, Peter. Good luck.
Yeah, cheers.
Super ride from Peter Kilderman last time out. It was a spectacular move down the back straight, wasn't he? He just sliced through from third to first in one swoop. It was a terrific move from him, and he's enjoying a smashing night, and who knows, he could make the final this evening. He's got a ride left, so a whole haul of points coming his way. Danes are doing pretty well, but Ty Woffenden, he's still got work to do.
Well, I think we can hear from Ty now with Jason.
World champion Ty Woofenden, great to get a win under your belt.
Yeah, for sure. I've didn't start the meeting too good. Got caught up in a bit of traffic in my first few, and yeah, finally got a win out of that one. So I got gate 1 again. See if we can make another good start and get into that semi.
Well, 8 points would probably take you through. Is that what the aim is now?
Yeah, it's the only option I've got. So got to win my next one. Gate 1, like I said, it's a good gate, but got a few riders in there that are going quick. So we'll see how we go.
You were the victim almost of a bit of drive coming out of turn 2. It happened to Kenneth Vieira as well in the same race. You were lucky to keep it under control, really.
Yeah, no, in tracks like this, that happens a lot, you know, and yeah, I wasn't ready for it, and my own mistake. But, you know, you just deal with it at the time, and I saved it, which was good. I could have looped it.
Well, good luck with that march to the semis, Ty. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, one ride left, and clearly determined to make the semi-finals. He knows how important it is, but he has got a chance. He's coming up against Pedersen, Jepsen Jensen, who's in good form, and Martin Smolinski. I sense he's favourite for his last ride, Heat 18. Work to be done for Greg Hancock, though.
And Michael Jepsen Jensen has enjoyed the experience, no doubt, tonight. He's with Jason now.
Well, Michael Jepsen Jensen, are you enjoying your Grand Prix experience?
Yeah, of course I am. I don't feel too bad. I'm missing a bit of speed, but my last 2 gates been quite all right.
What about that move that Kilderman pulled on you there? Did you know he was going to come under you?
Yeah, I was expecting it. I think if I wasn't expecting, I could have crashed, but I could hear he was coming, and I was like sliding all the straight. I couldn't really get the push off the corner, so I thought somebody would try on the inside.
And when you came off in practice yesterday, I'm sorry to remind you of that, but you got a bit of a wheelie in the same place in one of your heats tonight.
Yeah, but I think I feel all right today. The bike is pushing me smooth and stuff like this, but yeah. So yesterday for the practice, I felt it was so aggressive, but it ain't bad.
It's not going badly at all. Good luck with the march to the semis, Michael. Thank you.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah, he's having a good Grand Prix, and I'm pleased for him. He was spectacular when he won in Voyens a couple of years ago, where he denied Nicky Pedersen on that night, passing him in the final. He's had 4 second places tonight, and who knows, it could be a Danish night. It could be a Danish victory. Iversen, Jepsen Jensen and Peter Kilderman are flying the flag for the Danes here this evening. They're doing a great job.
Well, we'll hear Michael Jepsen Jensen now with its
4 gange 2 point. Det er jo ret fantastisk, men alligevel så er du lige et skridt fra.
Good racing as well, Kelvin, and it's warming up nicely for these last 4 qualifying heats before the semis.
Jeg har lige en ting, jeg rigtig godt kunne tænke mig at prøve på cyklen, som jeg tror giver det sidste. Men ved jeg egentlig har følt, at det har været okay. Jeg føler, at jeg spiller lidt, men jeg har følt, at det har været okay, og har derfor prøvet på at lade være med at ændre noget. Så jeg har kørt lidt på den sikre side, men har fået at vide, at på de 8 point, som jeg får nu her, at jeg skulle være med til semifinalen, så nu har jeg lidt hit til at prøve ting af, og så må vi se, om det giver det sidste.
Det er jo en stor scene. Tør du satse? Jeg tænker, semifinalen, det er jo et ret fint mål for dig og en bedrift i dag.
Jo, ja, men jeg har fået at vide med de 8 point, at jeg skulle være i semifinalen. Og hvis det passer, når vi lige har regnet det 100% sammen, jamen, så bliver jeg nødt til at prøve en ting til det sidste. Det jeg vandt Grand Prix i Voyens på i 2012, det var, at jeg turde satse til faktisk til det sidste heat, og det kan jo bruge det. Så jeg bliver nødt til at prøve det, og se om det giver det sidste.
Vi håber, de unge har taget lidt af, hvad skal man sige, shine i aften. Hvad er det, der gør, at I tager hele...
Det ved jeg ikke. Jeg synes egentlig, at banen derinde er okay. Det var også 4 heat, der var den rimelig rough. Men jeg synes, at den blev rimelig fin, og den okay linje til træning i går var den rigtig rough. Men jeg tror egentlig, mig og Peter, vi får lavet nogle okay starter og får galt lidt gas, så det er ikke helt ved siden af.
Jeg tror, jeg kommer til at synge ligesom Medina. Jeg er ligeglad i aften. Så skal jeg held og lykke.
Tror du ikke, hun har lavet den til mig?
I think he's having a few troubled times. I know his father's not very well, and I think at times it's been a difficult time personally for him, but the class is there to be seen, and he's taking full advantage of it here this evening in front of his home crowd. Full credit to him.
Yeah, good crowd here at the park, and as you said, I agree totally, Kel, with seen bigger crowds than this in the Parken, but there is a good atmosphere, and it's got all the potential and all the makings of really a cracking finale here.
Yeah, I've got to agree with that. You know, when you get Ward, Kilderman, you know, those Iversen and Batchelor going head-to-head later on in the meeting, it really is a mouth-watering prospect. don't rule out Woofenden. Woofenden is clearly very determined to make that inside gate in heat 18 work for him, and he'll still be there. He's got a part to play in this as well, I'm sure. And Hancock there will be desperate to follow him.
Yep, big ride coming up here then for Greg Hancock, but what a lineup it is, Kelvin.
Not the easiest of races, Nigel.
Blimey. Peter Killerman, Darcy Ward, Greg Hancock and Niels Christian Everson. Heat 17, that's worth the admission money alone, isn't it?
Yeah, don't envy Greg here. It's a tough call. We have seen him make some fantastic starts, but hasn't been quite at his best this evening. He hasn't had quite the speed that we've seen him in previous Grand Prix, so Greg's going to have to dig very deep here and find something extra special, because those two boys, Niels Christian Everson and Peter Kilderman, are flying tonight.
Well, what a lineup it is. Darcy Ward in blue here, who has propelled himself back into World Championship contention tonight.
Yeah.
Darcy Ward.
And just cutting across your night, he's changed his bike. Just having a close-up of the bike there was dead clean. It's quite a brave move. They may have found something not right with the other one. Hasn't been making starts. Maybe they're sort of rolling the dice a wee bit here to try and think that maybe that one might just jump off the start a little bit better. Been riding brilliantly, of course, has found it difficult to get to the first corner, so they've obviously decided the second bike might be worth a try.
Woofenden 68, Hancock 67, Ward on 59, and Pedersen 58, Zagar 58. Niels Christian Everson has moved right up the standings tonight as well. Chris Holder has slipped down, which is only understandable having not raced here, and let's really hope that Chris is back in a fortnight's time for Cardiff. Here we go, heat number 17. Massive race coming up. Don't take your eyes off this one. Big lineup, big points on the line. Heat 17 coming up. Here we go with heat number 17. Peter Killerman, what a night he's had tonight. He's off the inside in red. Darcy Ward goes off gate number 2 in blue, the Australian. Greg Hancock needs a win here. He's off gate 3 in white. And Niels Christian Everson, my goodness, what a night he's had as well. Outside in yellow. It is a massive race coming up. Heat number 17.
Yeah, absolutely. The two Danish riders have been superb this evening. Everson on the outside with Peter Kilderman, very much a danger man here for the other three because he's on the inside, and his bit of confidence seems very relaxed when he's been spoken to. Darcy Ward on a second bike out of gate 2, and Hancock absolutely needs a win. Brilliant race.
Here we go, heat 17, and Hancock has made a beauty off gate number 3. That's what Greg Hancock is all about, but Killerman holds the inside line. Is there any room for Hancock? Oh, what a move from Greg Hancock. Has just got the drop on Peter Killerman in turn 3. Darcy Ward is third, Niels Christian Everson at the back, but that is what Greg Hancock's all about, but Killerman won't give up here. Super Speedway.
World-class move there from Greg Hancock as he opened the door and Kilderman was there, but he somehow managed to slam the door shut going into turn 3. Super Speedway from Hancock under immense pressure. Kilderman looking good in second place. Ward working overtime in third. Once again, just can't quite get the key to the starts. Ward on the outside. Everson's out the back. Oh, Ward's now vulnerable to Everson. Everson's now in the third place. Too wide from Ward. Great ride from Hancock though.
Greg Hancock is going to move on to 8 points with a magnificent ride. Second place there was Peter Killerman, who moves on to 12 points now. Super Speedway. Ward gambled by going wide into the dirt, and that allowed Everson through. Great Speedway. Heat number 17.
Fabulous ride from Greg Hancock. You can never write him off. Under immense pressure, a hugely competitive race, probably coming out of one of the most demanding start positions, gate 3. Absolutely sensational to the first corner. Got to take your hat off to Greg Hancock there. Excellent ride.
Peter Killerman, 12 points as the wild card. Hancock rockets up into 4th place now with 8 points to his name. That was a massive ride from him. Darcy Ward's on 8 as well.
Sheer class. Hancock was perfect away from the tapes. Let's watch it. Tapes up. Then he asks the bike to drive again, and it does. Rides too wide now. leaves the door open for Kilderman, and this is the move that seals the win. Somehow squeezes around the outside and then slams the door shut going into turn 3. Really was quite a good response. Look at this. Lovely move from Hancock, enables him to get to the front, and then he's able to dictate terms out in front. Good ride from Kilderman. Disappointment for Ward, Nigel. That really is last year's winner here. Just has not been able to really stamp his authority on the meeting. Vulnerable, maybe? Vulnerable there?
Well, he's got a win under his belt. Hancock's got a win under his belt as well. Wooffinden's going to need a win. Could go down to count back.
Who met who? Hugely competitive night. Hancock just coming up here. 8 points, and that vital win there in the previous race. But here, big heat 18 for Ty Woofinden, Nigel.
So heat number 18 it is. Off the inside gate is Woofinden. 5 points to his name. Now we see Hancock leading the championship by 2 points over Woofinden. Ward's on 59, but Ward drifted wide there.
Yeah.
And I know hindsight is a wonderful thing, but he would have been better off staying on the inside line because Everson wouldn't have gone past him.
That's dead
if
right.
he'd have stayed there.
He gambled and it didn't pay off, and he'll be kicking himself now, but could still squeak through to the top 8.
Heat number 18, Ty Woofinden off the inside gate. Nicky Pedersen goes off gate number 2 in blue. Michael Jepsen Jensen in 3, who's got 8 points, and Martin Smolinski off the outside. Struggled for consistency tonight at Martin Smolinski's form, which, you know, understandable. It's his debut Grand Prix season. He's found it tough since the fairy tale opening in Auckland.
Well, he almost started too well, didn't he? And he's had so much to live up to subsequently. He rode the wave of confidence for a few weeks, but unfortunately, in the last 2 or 3 GPs, it's found it more difficult. I wouldn't be surprised to see him riding in more league speedway very shortly. I think that's exactly what he needs. Big race for the world champion here, Nigel, off the inside.
He's got Nicky Pedersen alongside him, who has got pride on the line here. Woofinden has made a clean getaway off the inside gate. Woofinden has that lead now. Nicky Pedersen's got speed and he's going high around the outside. Can Woofinden hold on? He needs the win here. Pedersen is really going to work him hard, but Woofinden has the lead. Pedersen is second. Michael Jepsen Jensen comes through into third, and Martin Smolinski's at the back. Now, if Woofinden hangs on here, that'll be 2 race wins and he's 8 points, and that should be enough for the semi-finals.
Well, great battle out the back. Smolinski gets the better of Jepsen Jensen. The inside gate has been a saviour for the champion this evening because he's made that start. Pedersen was looking threatening earlier on, but he's now dropped in second place by Woofinden. I'll have to go. Smolinski's done well to get the third, but this is just what the doctor ordered for the world champion.
Woofinden has come good in his last 2 rides. He's got the race under his belt here now. Heat number 18. It's Ty Woofinden who takes the checkered flag. Nicky Pedersen's night finishes there with a second place. Third was Martin Smolinski, and Michael Jepsen Jensen trails in at the back. The British fans here in the Parken tonight.
Michael Jepsen Jensen might well suffer for that last place.
Hasn't won a race.
Finishes on 8 points. Hancock and Ward and Woofinden have. It might go against him. Might just go against him, and that'll be disappointment for him.
Wooffinden's won 2 heats now. Pedersen second there. Third went to Martin Smolinski, and this is what it means overall. Woofinden now into 4th place, and that will be enough for him to get into the semi-finals. But Jepsen Jensen could suffer there because of a lack of race wins, which would be a major disappointment after the great work that he did earlier on. But Woofinden is making some starts now, Kelvin.
Yeah, the inside gate comes to his rescue. Top stuff from the champion. Disappointment for Pedersen. Really hasn't been his night at all. Hasn't been able to make starts when he needs it. And he's renowned for that ability, but he hasn't been able to produce that here this evening. No lack of effort from Pedersen. See him charging hard here earlier on, putting Ty Woofinden under a lot of pressure, but just cannot find the way to the front. Hugely important ride here from Woofinden. The inside gate in his 4th and 5th rides has been vital to his charge into the semis, and it's a nice ride. Jepsen Jensen could well be bitterly disappointed here because Martin Smolinski could well deny him by stealing 3rd place off of him of making the semis. We'll keep our fingers crossed for him, but no race wins can go against you.
Well, Matti Zagar is on 5 points. He's off the inside gate here, and if he wins this race, he could be back in it in the semi-finals. The World Championship sees Woofinden retake the lead on 71 from Hancock on 70, and Pedersen knows he will take no further part and he can only wait and watch what Hancock and Woofenden do in the semi-finals as they extend their lead over Nicky Pedersen.
Yeah, it's been a tough night for Pedersen. He's not been at the top of his game, and you know, as I said just moments ago, he's renowned for his starting ability, and he hasn't produced them this evening.
In number 19, Matti Zegar going off the inside in red. Kenneth Pierre, disappointing night for him, including that tapes exclusion. He's off gate 2 in blue. What a night for Troy Batchelor, man of the match. To coin a football or a cricket phrase, 12 points to his name.
We are at a football stadium.
We are.
I'll let you have that one.
Thank you. Chris Harris, outside in yellow. Heat 19, the penultimate race of the qualifiers here. If you have just joined us, it is a temporary track here that they've laid over the football surface. The same will happen in a fortnight's time in the Millennium Stadium in Cardiff. Big race for Zegar, inside gates. Can he get the win to give him a chance in the semi-finals? He's got the lead here now, and Harris is coming through. Batchelor around the outside in white. Troy Batchelor's got all sorts of speed. Zegar looks up, he's gone wide. Batchelor comes through! What a move from Troy Batchelor! And Zegar is second, and that might cost him a place in the semi-finals.
That's got a race win, but you're right, Nigel. Being relegated to second place is not. What a night for Troy Batchelor. Everything going for him. Zegar goes too wide and he's there ready to pass. The bike's fast too. He's stretching away out in front. Zegar will be desperate if he misses out. Just a momentarily hesitation. He ran a little bit too wide, and that could well cost him. Pierre, disappointment for him. A desperately disappointing night for the Kenneth Pierre, but what a night. 15 big points for Troy Batchelor. Excellent.
Troy Batchelor gets a maximum in the qualifiers. 15 points out of a possible 15. Wonderful performance from him. But a quick reminder and a note of caution. It doesn't necessarily mean that you win the Grand Prix.
Well, we saw that, of course, in Prague with Darcy Ward. Went through the card and then failed to make the final, and just ran third and missed out. But still, nonetheless, 15 points, 5 rides, 5 wins. He's got to be a happy man.
Yep, Zegar finishes on 7 points tonight. Kenneth Pierre, major disappointment in his home country here. He has done well in Parkin before, but here tonight, 3 points. But Troy Batchelor, he's the talking point, along with Killerman. Now, at the start of the night, if you'd have said Batchelor and Killerman are going to top the standings going into the semi-finals, you'd have laughed at me.
I would have given you big odds, that's for sure. A great effort from Troy Batchelor. I've got to say that Michael Jepsen-Jensen may have just been saved there by the fact that Zegar wasn't able to win the race. We shall wait and see. Seeing it again, great start initially. Zegar there at this stage would have felt, right, this race is mine. Allows the bike to run wide there, just locks up a bit. Can't quite keep a tight line, and Batchelor, once again, when things are going for you, you're always in the right place at the right time, and Zegar cannot get back to the front, and that could cost him a semi-final spot this evening. Batchelor, though, comfortably into the semi-finals, and will have the first pick with 15 points.
By my reckoning, a second place for Christoph Kasperzak here would do him nicely for a place in the semi-finals, because that would put Jepsen-Jensen out. Hampel is on 7 points, but for Troy Batchelor, what a performance from Matti Zegar.
Tough night for
Zegar. Of what might have been.
Yeah, Zegar's been in good form, and he hasn't quite managed to do it. It's been a difficult night for several riders, hasn't it? The inconsistency. That's what makes the performance from Batchelor even more impressive, that he's been able to get through the card unbeaten so far. Fabulous. Kasperzak in a position to make the semi-finals. You've got to say, didn't look that impressive last time, so he's got to dig deep, Kasperzak.
Well, here we go then with heat number 20. Big race for Christoph Kasperzak needed now. It's Andreas Jonsson off the inside in red. Jarek Hampel goes off gate 2 in blue. Kasperzak gate 3 in white. Freddie Lindgren goes off the outside in yellow. Big heat, the last race of the qualifiers.
Well, both the Swedes have been disappointing again this evening, haven't they? Nice 4 points to each of them. You know, they're better than that. They just can't seem to produce it on the big nights.
Couldn't agree more. Heat number 20. It's a good start that time from Andreas Johnson off the inside gate in red, and now Kasperzak tries the inside line. Hampel going high and wide around the outside, and that was a lovely move from Jarek Hampel of Poland. Spectacular move around the outside to get the drive. Johnson is second, Kasperzak is third here in red, and this would mean that Christoph Kasperzak would finish on 7 points, and that would mean that Michael Jensen would survive by the skin of his teeth, but Hampel has the lead. Second place in red is Andreas Johnson and Kasperzak third.
Yeah, great move there by Jarek Hampel, you know, silky, smooth down the back straight to allow the bike to just slip around the outside of Andreas Johnson. Kasperzak disappointing here. He would have wanted more than this. 2 points, that's what he needed. He's not going to get it. And Freddie Lindgren out the back, another not a good night for him. Super ride from Hampel, he's going to win the race. 10 points into the semi-finals tonight. Good stuff.
Down to the line for third. It looks as though Kasperzak just about held on there, but Michael Jensen does reach the semi-finals. So does Jarek Hampel with that win.
Yeah.
And the top 8 is now clear-cut, because Hampel moves on to 10. Jensen finishes in 8th place on 8 points. That's a good ride from Hampel, and don't rule him out.
Wow.
Anything can happen in the 2 semi-finals. Heat 20, Hampel a winner, Johnson second, Kasperzak third, and Lindgren finished at the back. Bachelor heads to qualifiers with a max.
Good ride from Hampel. We've seen him do that once before this evening, where he allows the bike to swoop round the first corner, and he's a master at allowing the bike then to generate lots of speed. Gate 2 digs in. Initially Johnson, who made a good start from the inside, has to cover Kasperzak as well. He's in 2 minds there, but leaves enough racing room for Hampel, and he exploits it. You know, we've seen that several times this evening, that move as they get 2/3 of the way down the back straight, they're able to use the extra speed to slip into the front. Good ride from Jarek Hampel, 10 points. He's finding the consistency that we're accustomed to seeing from him in the last couple of Grand Prix, and he's delighted to have picked up another win. And he's nicely through to the semi-finals. It's been a good meeting so far. A surprise 15 points from Troy Batchelor, but I'm sure he's delighted. But some big races coming up.
Absolutely, the semi-finals coming up here in the context of the World Championship as well. We have the Greg Hancock, Ty Woofenden World Championship race very much alive, and that's coming into the semi-finals. Well, we were delighted here tonight to welcome the Crown Prince of Denmark earlier this evening, being introduced to Anders Secker, the Danish team manager, Ollie Olsen, the Danish legend, 3 times world champion, of course. It really is good to see him here tonight. And let's hear from Jason Harrell now. Jason Harrell caught up with the Crown Prince.
Your Royal Highness, welcome to the Parken. It's a very auspicious occasion since Ollie Olsen has put Danish Speedway on the map. There have been many world champions. You must be very proud of what your countrymen achieved.
We're definitely proud. Not only Ole Olsen, he kicked the whole thing off way back 40 years ago, but he's had a lot of descendants in this way who's done a great thing for Denmark and for Speedway as a whole.
It seems an amazing atmosphere in a fantastic stadium. Do you think that the fact it's the 100th year of the Danish Motor Union has added to that? The crowd are aware of that?
Actually, you'll have to ask some of the crowd on that, because I'm not an expert, but I take it that there is a certain sort of followers and aficionados on Speedway, so I think they would be here any which way. But of course, 100 years is good. We're proud that the Danish Motor Union celebrates its 100th year.
Do you have a winner for us tonight?
I'd like to see a Dane.
Wow, that was quite extraordinary.
Well, I think there was more action there than we've seen out on the track.
TV gold.
Tell you what.
Wow, anyway.
Remarkable scenes in the paddock.
Extraordinary scenes.
Yeah.
Back to the standings now.
Yes.
Here we go. Top 8, clear cut. It's Troy Batchelor, Peter Killerman, Niels Christian Iversen, Jarek Hampel, Ty Woofenden, Greg Hancock, Darcy Ward and Michael Jensen. good stuff, and it's really all set up beautifully.
Yes.
Because when we talk about riders numbers 5th and 6th there, Woofenden and Hancock, they're at the top of the standings for the world title right now.
Yeah, they had to work overtime to make it through to tonight's semi-finals. Fairly even spread on the outside three, but the inside gate has been favourite. And I wouldn't be surprised to see riders going for that straight away. Troy Batchelor will have the first pick, of course, and I'd be very surprised to see him take anything else but the inside gate. It is the safe bet, isn't it? Gives you that nice short run to the first corner. Expectation now in the crowd, just patiently waiting. They've got 2 riders to really get behind, haven't they? 3 riders, excuse me, with the survival of Jepsen Jensen. I'm pleased for him because, you know, he's ridden pretty solidly, just had a poor last ride, so just creeps in by the skin of his teeth. But yeah, should be some pretty competitive semi-finals coming up. Important to get the bike set up right now because the track is having extensive treatment to it. The heavy roller, as you say, Nigel, is out. Cricketing term, I believe. We've got them all coming out tonight, haven't we?
Might turn off the seam a little bit.
Yeah. Certainly it's has kept the ruts under control, hasn't it? We haven't seen so much unpredictability in the track. And the 2 tractors grading nicely. Yeah, it's been a good Speedway meeting so far.
Just waiting for the 8 riders to step up for the pick for gate positions for the semi-finals here. Not quite sure what the delay is in getting the riders there for the semi-final draw. It's pretty clear cut. 8 riders are clear cut now. So yeah, good stuff tonight. Enjoyable Speedway. Good quality Speedway meeting, and
riders having to work hard. It's been tough.
Absolutely, yeah.
Apart from Troy Batchelor, he's had a fabulous night. Can't believe he'll take anything else but from the inside gate. No surprise there. Batchelor off the inside.
Well, whatever he does for the rest of the night, he's just enjoying himself, Troy Batchelor. It's been an absolutely brilliant effort.
Superb.
From Batch, loving his work tonight. Outside Yarrick, surely, gate 4.
Yep, you're right, Nigel. I think he thought about the inside there, didn't he? The gate 2 position. Hancock, who made a sensational start from gate 3 last time, will that memory prove to be important here? It is. It is. He did make a super start. Hancock out of gate 3, and Ward will go from the outside. He won't mind that. We've seen some great turnbacks in the past from Darcy Ward in the first corner, and we know what he's capable of. Batchelor, Ward.
Hancock, Campbell. That's the lineup then. Second semi-final. Peter Killerman is there. Where's the rest of them?
Taking some time. Peter Kilderman, who's the wild card, the first wild card who makes the semi-finals this season in the Grand Prix Series.
Well, shock horror.
Yeah, pretty straightforward, that one.
4 for Niels? No, 2.
2, that's interesting. Didn't fancy the outside. That leaves Woofenden will be happy, I would have thought, with gate 4.
Gate 3. I'm surprised at that as well, but who are we to question the world champion? And Michael Jepsen Jensen has got plenty of speed tonight. I've got no doubt that he will charge outside and go into the dirt.
Can't think he's disappointed with that. So interesting that Everson and Woofenden chose gates that you wouldn't have thought they would have done. And they obviously feel comfortable doing that. But Troy Batchelor tops the charts on 15 points, comes out in the first semi-final off the inside. Could he make his first Grand Prix final this evening? Very good chance.
And there's the title race as well, and we will not see Pedersen or Zagar in the semi-finals. So there's a real chance for Woofenden and Hancock to open up quite a handy lead going into Cardiff in a fortnight's time if they can really kick on in the semi-finals and the final.
Yeah, great opportunity for the top 2 to stretch a lead in the championship. Pressure on riders like Everson and Ward to really capitalise on these semi-finals to try and close the gap, because you could see a situation where there's a 2-horse race going into Cardiff in a fortnight's time, and could well be sort of 13 or 14 points in front if results go for them. Big semi-finals coming up. Woofenden has got himself out of jail. Ample just making his way down to his bike for the first semi-final. And it'll be interesting to see what he does. He's been good in the first corner, Hampel. He's been able to, you know, create a lot of speed middle of the track. Might not be quite as easy now in this first semi because they've done extensive grading on the track where it's quite slick in the middle of the track, whereas before, when he's been able to create the extra speed, that sort of the track's generated a racing line. But so Troy Batchelor in 7th heaven here, really. He's in unknown territory now, and I hope that he can just ride the wave of confidence and euphoria here, because he won't want to miss out on the final, will he?
Absolutely right. Good night for Swindon. Troy Batchelor and Peter Killerman leading the way in the Grand Prix.
Yeah, 15 and 12 points respectively, and Kilderman's been fabulous as well. He's ridden nicely. Hasn't always made the starts. He's had to work hard, and it'll be interesting to see if he can continue on. Ward could be a danger here. He was such a spectacular winner here last year. I do think there might have been a fraction more grip in last year's Grand Prix that helped him, because he did come through the pack. He got 19 points here last year, Ward, which was a fabulous return. And when you consider he was coming back from quite an extensive layoff, because he had broken his shoulder blade in the Gothenburg Grand Prix early May, it was it was a fabulous performance. So here we go for the first semi-final of the night. Well, Greg Hancock rode superbly well to secure his semi-final slot. Was under pressure, but came up with a fantastic ride when he came out in heat 17 against Kilderman, Ward and Everson from gate 3. He was supreme to the first corner. Batchelor now, can he keep his focus? It's not easy. He's won every race, and he'll be thinking, you know, the run's got to finish sometime. He'll be desperately hoping the inside gate can secure a final slot for him.
Well, first semi-final it is. Very, very hard to predict with any type of confidence which two will emerge here. You have to fancy Batch on current form. Yeah. 15-point maximum, and he's got the favourable inside gate as well. It's the night of his career so far, Troy Batchelor.
Without doubt, it's been a fabulous evening for him, one he'll remember forever. And they're digging around on the start line, but it's a tough race to predict, Nigel. You're absolutely right. First semi-final coming up.
First semi-final, and maximum man Troy Batchelor goes off the inside in red. Darcy Ward, gate 2 in blue. Greg Hancock, just behind Woffenden in the title race, goes off gate 3 in white. Jarek Hampel, dangerous off the outside in yellow. What a lineup. It's a semi-final, and Troy Batchelor is having the night of his career so far.
He is. Everything's falling right for him. Even in his last ride, Zago had hit the front and made a mistake, and he was there ready to pounce. Hancock has worked overtime. I've been watching him on his start position. He's done a lot of gardening there. He's really stamped the dirt down. And we saw what he did in his last ride out of gate 3. He needs to reproduce something like that again. Hampel's been good. He's won a couple of races tonight. Ward could be dangerous. He's had speed, but hasn't been able to be consistent away from the tape. Great race this is.
First semi-final, only two can go through to the semi-finals here in Parken, and Batchelor's made a beauty off the inside gate. Hancock's mid-track and has gone wide and has got second spot right now. Ward is third, and Jarek Hampel is in the back, but this race has got a long way to run. Ward's come up the inside of Hancock. The lead is with Batchelor, but Darcy Ward and Greg Hancock are going for it big time.
They are indeed. Got to say that Darcy Ward was very fair to Hancock. He could have been more ruthless there, and Hancock's able to slam the door shut. Look at Hampel. Hampel's putting Ward under pressure. Troy Batchelor looking like he's going to make the final tonight. He's the unbeaten rider. He's out in front, looking like he's going to move on to 18 World Championship points. Fabulous effort from Batchelor. One lap to go. Can he do it?
Troy Batchelor's 7th Grand Prix of his career. Never reached a grand final. He's going to do it now, and he's winning the race comfortably. It's hats off to Troy Batchelor. The Batchelor boy takes the checkered flag for 18 big points.
Wow.
And Greg Hancock hangs on in there, second place, and qualifies for the final. Over to you, Ty Woffenden.
Absolutely right. What a night for Troy Batchelor. 18 points, unbeaten, 6 rides out of 6. I said it earlier on, nobody's going to go through the card. He obviously heard me. I'm going to say to him, he's wrong. I'm going to win every race tonight. Fantastic. And more importantly, he's going to get the first pick for the final. What an opportunity for Batchelor.
Batchelor from Hancock, Ward third, Hampel fourth. Batchelor and Hancock make progress through to the semi-finals here. Can anybody tell me what odds you'd have got Troy Batchelor maximum here in Parken tonight?
I think it's got to be around the 250 to 1 mark, hasn't it? It must be extraordinary, but he just wants this to continue. Don't think about it too much, mate. Just enjoy it. Fantastic. Inside gate.
He's going to have that in the final as well, isn't he?
Oh, absolutely. He's got an excellent chance, not only to... Well, he's got 21 written all over it, hasn't he? I can't remember the last time somebody went through the card. Great ride from Hancock, because Ward made him work hard there. But the class of Hancock sees him through in second place to another Grand Prix final. Woofenden's going to have to respond in the second semi-final. Ward was disappointed, shook his head as he went over the finish line in third place, but Troy Batchelor, what a performance. 18 points, can't believe it.
Well, what a performance. Troy Batchelor, sensational effort, and Greg Hancock just goes about his business, steady as you like, in the grand final, and that means now that Greg Hancock has qualified for the 74th final of his 174 GP career.
Never missed one. That in itself is remarkable, and to keep doing it at the age of 44, he's able to lift himself, find something extra when he's under pressure, and he's done it on 2 occasions in the last 2 rides. Red flags out here, there's something not quite right, not sure what it is. Maybe there's a problem with the start gate, I don't know. Woofenden's ridden back towards the pit gate.
Yeah, the red lights are on. Jim Lawrence has put the red lights on because I just wonder whether there's a problem with the magnet on the starting gate. Pit gate has come open.
There is a problem with the start gate, yeah.
Oh, just as the tension was rising here. And now a little bit of remedial work needed for the start gate, the inside part of the gate. It looks as though there may be a problem with the magnet. No expert.
No. What a night for Troy Batchelor, though. Starting gates are obviously an important aspect, but you've got to reflect on that 18 points so far for him. That was unexpected. Couldn't have seen it coming. I don't think he could have seen it coming, in all truth, could he?
No.
But he'll take it all day long. Great ride from Greg Hancock. Got to reflect on that. It was a very competitive race, and Ward was really strutting his stuff behind him. It was very fair, Ward. Early in the race, I think he could have been quite ruthless and forced his way in. Looks like the tapes might well be working now, Nigel, so it shouldn't be too long before we see the 2 minutes come on and riders making their way back round to the start. But yeah, I've really enjoyed it. I don't know what you think, but it's been really good.
But a good Speedway meeting. There's been some good racing. It's not been absolutely mind-blowing, but it's been good Speedway, enjoyable racing. Troy Batchelor and Peter Killerman, a great story in themselves. Full credit to those 2 guys. They've done a fantastic job. Hancock and Woofenden scraping through on 8.
Yes.
It's had all the ingredients. There's been some good stuff there.
Yeah, Jepsen Jensen's done nicely, coming in as a last-minute replacement for Holder, making the top 8. And it looks like it's developing into a bit of a 2-horse race, this World Championship, isn't it? If Woofenden makes the final, definitely. Woofenden now knows he must make it, because Hancock rode nicely there to get into the final. He won't want to miss out, will he? And he'll want to go there with just a point or 2 between them going into Cardiff in a fortnight's time. Really nicely set up.
And also, it's been great to see world champions of the past here tonight, Kelvin. Barry Briggs is in the pits, we've seen, of course. Eric Gunderson, Jano Pedersen, Ollie Olsen is here, of course.
Yeah.
Not to mention the boys in the lineup itself tonight that are former world champions. There's a glittering array of Speedway stars here tonight. And no, it's been enjoyable, and plenty more to come.
Yeah, the great and the good are here.
Yep.
And there's no question it's been a star-studded night. The meeting is living up to that. It's been a little bit unpredictable, hasn't it? The track at times has created a few issues, but by and large they've been able to keep it under control. I think the heavy roller actually has worked a treat, because I think early on we saw some ruts appear in the first 4 races, and that was alarming, because you think, crikey, how on earth are they going to keep that under control? But fair play to the track staff and the equipment they've got here. They've done that, and the racing's still been of a high quality.
Yeah, so here we go for the second semi-final then. And whatever happens now, look at that. The standings, Hancock and Woofenden, and we know Pedersen and Zagar will not take any further part. whatever happens, it is set up beautifully for Cardiff in 2 weeks' time at the Millennium Stadium.
That's
Saturday, July the 12th. Do not miss it. Join us for our coverage, or if you can get there to the Millennium Stadium, it's a fantastic atmosphere. Make a day of it as well, because it's a great day out in Cardiff with a fan zone, and it's a great atmosphere throughout the city of Cardiff.
It's a festival of speed, isn't it? It's a fantastic day, and it's the biggest Speedway meeting in the world. Huge support there, fantastic atmosphere, and it really will be quite a night. This is going to be quite a race, I think. Wuffenden has just seen his main title challenger make the final.
Here we go. Peter Killerman off the inside. Niels Christian Iversen, gate 2 in blue. Ty Wuffenden is off gate 3 in white, and Michael Jepsen Jensen off the outside. 3 Danes plus Ty Wuffenden. What can he do here?
Well, danger men are Kilderman and Iversen, aren't they? They've been in good form. Kilderman's fast. He's got the favoured gate. You could see him making the final, couldn't you? You could see him making the final. Wuffenden's going to have to find something special here. Don't think he's quite been at his best this evening, but can't always be at your best. And somehow he's got to find the key to make the final.
Here we go. Second semi-final here in Copenhagen. The pressure is on, the green light is on. And it's a great start from Killerman on the inside, and Wuffenden has made the switch up the inside, but the lead is with Killerman. Iversen almost loses control, and Wuffenden's going to the back here now. Greg Hancock will be happy about that. The lead is with Peter Killerman. Second place, Niels Christian Iversen. Wuffenden third, and Wuffenden has got to find something special now if he's to make it into the final.
Brilliant start from Peter Kilderman. Iversen's now vulnerable. What a move that is from Wuffenden. Wuffenden chops to the inside. Wheels in line. Neck and neck. Iversen slams the door shut. Into there. Wuffenden now loses speed. He's got to find and do the hard yard to all again. Kilderman's in. He's flying out in front. The inside gate proving to be a real advantage late on in the night. A lap to go. Can the champion make the final?
Well, Wuffenden has got to try something special now. He's not going to make it, surely. He's got the pace, though, here. The lead is with Killerman. Peter Killerman is going to make it through to the final with Niels Christian Iversen, and the world champion misses out. And listen to the roar of the Parken crowd here in Copenhagen tonight. What a performance from Peter Killerman. He's a wild card, and what a display he's put in here. Absolutely magnificent from Peter Killerman.
Fantastic display from Peter Kilderman. The two Swindon boys really turning on the style tonight. Both of them are through to the final. Batchelor and Kilderman, the inside gate in the semi-finals, working a treat. Fast out in front, untouchable. Feel for the champion. He worked overtime there, just couldn't quite make it, but can't always make it. What a great opportunity for Greg Hancock this evening, but Peter Kilderman, Niels Christian Iversen, the Danes are delighted.
Killerman, the race winner. Niels Christian Iversen was second. Wuffenden third. Jepsen Jensen at the back. And the final is still to come here in Copenhagen.
Oh, fabulous ride from Peter Kilderman, the inside gate working a treat. Charged into the first corner, and once again, as he displayed earlier on this evening, has lots of speed in his bike. Wuffenden out of gate 3, chose gate 3, just couldn't get there, chopped to the inside and worked overtime in third place, but couldn't quite manage to seal the deal. Iversen was vulnerable in second place, did not have the speed that Kilderman had out in front, momentarily lifted there, but controlled it nicely. Later on in the race, big moves from Wuffenden, the champion, desperately looking for a way through, but Iversen rides smart there and defensive going into the first corner, but Kilderman through, Iversen through, the champion misses out. A great opportunity for Hancock.
Well, I have just received a rather interesting tweet from a bookmaker.
Go on then.
You could have had 1,000 to 1 on a Troy Batchelor maximum win tonight.
Okay.
1,000 to 1.
Wow.
For a maximum for Troy Batchelor to win the meeting.
I think that just shows you how extraordinary his performance is tonight. When you look at the races and how hard people are having to work, it really is a sensational performance from Troy Batchelor. He's had gate 3 times, fair play to him, but he earned that possibility. You see the gate wins. Gate 1 really is dominant right now, and I see no reason why Batchelor won't choose it. It's going to be really important, I think, to hit the front. Peter Kilderman fast in the second semi-final, again winning from the inside, and it's going to be all important. Don't want to make a mistake. Great opportunity for a new winner here this evening, a first-time winner in the Grand Prix.
And if Greg Hancock finishes first, second or third in the final, he will lead the World Championship going to Cardiff in a fortnight's time. And he's still got a lot of fans in the UK. Greg Hancock is still hugely popular in the UK. So that just adds to it as well.
And he won the league with Paul last year, didn't he? So he's going to have a few Paul fans down there shouting for him. Of course, you know him very well from his Cradley days. So yeah, here we see it now. Bachelor's got an easy decision. This is nice when one gate is so clearly better. No problem at all. Bachelor off the inside. Peter Kilderman, very relaxed. Yeah, off the outside for Kilderman. He'll be fast. He'll generate a lot of speed there. Everson, he's happy with the gate 2. And then I think Greg Hancock's had the last 3 rides. I think they've all come off gate 3. So he's getting used to that, or he's getting bored of it, one of the two. But now Hancock has ridden nicely in the last few rides. A fantastic opportunity for a Danish win. They've got a 50% chance, of course, but a smashing opportunity for Bachelor to score 21 points and win his first Grand Prix. Staggering.
Yeah, absolutely right. So, Everson, 2 Grand Prix wins in his career. Hancock has won 17. Bachelor and Killerman have never won a GP, and that's because they've never been in a final. And
that makes sense.
Absolutely. And Troy Bachelor, we remind you, is on an 18-point maximum.
Yeah, and he's on the inside, so he's got every chance of making it a 21-point maximum. 7 out of 7. I know there'll be a stat somewhere here buried in the papers, but can't remember the last time somebody went through the card. It's very rare now.
2010, Thomas Gollop in Denmark.
Okay, so it's been some considerable time.
The 11th of September 2010.
It just doesn't seem to happen now, does it, where riders can actually produce win after win. You know, Ricardson was a master at it. Riders like Gollop, of course. Crumpy was another one. But here this evening, unexpectedly, 1,000 to 1. Troy Bachelor is on the verge of achieving that, and that will go down. Well, it already is his best night in Speedway, so it could well turn out to be quite something extraordinary.
Absolutely right. Promises to be a terrific final. So, good Speedway, enjoyable meeting, and we've got the final to come now.
Yeah, and we've got the World Cup coming up, and of course we're going to see this man again. We'll see him in 2 weeks in Cardiff, where he'll have a good, strong following. He's ridden in the UK for some considerable time, and of course he will be at King's Lynn for the first round of the World Cup as part of the Australian team. He captained the Australian team last year in the World Cup and did a pretty good job, so he'll be looking forward to that. But right now they've got other things on their mind. They've got just under 60 seconds of work here to do to achieve something that's quite special. Peter Kilderman, the best wild card by far this year, by far, has ridden supremely well, fast, exciting to watch, has really been an entertainer this evening, I've got to say. He's done a great job.
Very much so, and love watching him ride. We've said it many times, Kelvin, through our travels in Britain. Whenever we've seen him ride, we've always enjoyed watching Peter Kilderman.
Yeah, when he burst on the scene, I wasn't sure about him because he sits down in the bike, and I thought, oh, that might hold him back. But he's the exception that proves the rule in lots of respects, because he has this marvellous balance on the bike, and even when it lifts or gets out of shape, he has the ability with his throttle control to keep the bike really going nicely. This is thirsty working at night. Plenty to shout about. Peter Kilderman has certainly created plenty of action out there this evening.
Well, I wonder what's going through his mind.
Jakob Olsen there in his corner, just having a chat with him. And Jakob, of course, the son of Ollie Olsen, who's the 3-time world champion.
I'm sure. Is he maybe one of Peter's sponsors? I've seen Jakob's business on one of the Kevlars tonight. Jakob runs a series of bike shops throughout Denmark.
Yes, he does, yeah. Well, it could very well be, but Jakob, of course, is a Speedway rider in the past himself, so he knows what it's all about. It's just having a bit of a chat. Crown Prince there, keenly looking on. He's got a 50% chance of a winner tonight.
Great to see him here tonight. Really hope he's enjoyed his Speedway tonight.
I wonder if he enjoyed that moment in the pits. That was quite special. Nearly wiped out in the paddock. Royalty would have been all over the papers, that's for sure.
Well, we'll get the push off very shortly. We're just waiting for the pit gate to open. The 2 minutes isn't on yet. And really hope you've enjoyed our coverage tonight, wherever you are in the world. It's really been some fantastic stuff. Riders pushed off, ready for action. The final is coming up. Troy Batchelor, what a moment in this rider's career. Greg Hancock, solid display.
Yeah, he's ridden well, Hancock. He hasn't been quite at his best, but when he's really needed it, he's produced some really super rides. So he's been able to sneak into positions where he's been able to stamp his authority on it. And Gate 3, he's had it on the last 3 occasions and he's kept making it work. And excuse me, he's actually had it 3 times out of the last 4 races. So he's had the outside gates, and that is not favourable at all. So he's done so well to make the final. This is it.
World Championship standings level, Woofenden and Hancock. Any points Hancock scores here in the final, and he will take the lead going to Cardiff in a fortnight's time for the next Grand Prix, July the 12th. Fantastically set up. Such a tasty prospect.
What do you reckon? 21 points and a win for Batchelor from the inside?
Why not?
1,000 to 1. Have a bit of that.
I wish. Here we go, grand final. Here we go, Troy Batchelor. You could have got 1,000 to 1 with one bookmaker earlier today to get a maximum and win the GP. Gate 2, Niels Christian Everson. Greg Hancock, Gate 3. Peter Killerman off the outside. Batchelor and Killerman. The story of the GP so far tonight. And they will be back in the UK on Monday, riding for Swindon at Wolverhampton. That's what it's all about, the World Championship trophy.
Yeah.
Greg Hancock needs 1 point here to take the lead. The Crown Prince of Denmark watching on. Can Hancock take the lead in the World Championship going to Cardiff in a fortnight's time? What a final. It's all set up beautifully here.
Indeed it is. Great tension. The boys are settling down on the start line. An opportunity for Hancock, but what an opportunity for Batchelor on the inside.
Here we go. The green line is on. Batchelor moves slightly, and that's Costin, has it? Batchelor now going into that first turn. Somebody's got to go, surely. Hancock whips up the inside, but Everson has the lead. What a ride from Niels Christian Everson. He's got the advantage now. Could we be having a Danish winner here in Parken for the first time since 2006? Troy Batchelor second. Third is Greg Hancock. Peter Killerman is coming through now as well, challenging Greg Hancock. But Niels Christian Everson is on the verge of his third Grand Prix win of his career.
Oh, Peter Kilderman and Greg Hancock nearly clashed. Tough first corner, they all clash going through there. Batchelor's fast in second place, desperately looking for a way through. Everson was the benefactor on the opening lap. There's a lap to go. Batchelor on the verge of a win. Can he find a way through? Fabulous Speedway out in front.
One last go here going into turns 3 and 4. And Niels Christian Everson of Denmark wins on home soil. 3 Grand Prix wins in his career. It's Niels Christian Everson with a sensational effort in the blue helmet colour. You have to feel delighted for that rider, because he really has dedicated his life to Speedway. He's come good, not necessarily in the early stage of his career. He's been a late developer, but he's on the big stage. He's congratulated by Hancock. And Niels Christian Everson, one of the most likeable characters in World Speedway, has just pulled off a sensational win and the first Danish winner in Copenhagen since 2006 when Hans Andersen won it. And quite fitting too, as we leave Copenhagen tonight, the last time that we're staging a Grand Prix here, and we have a Danish winner.
Yeah, absolutely, fully deserved. He had a desperate meeting here 12 months ago, Nigel, and he's turned it around in fine style. He was the benefactor of a really tough first corner. Batchelor moved momentarily, just missed the start. There was 3 abreast through the first corner. They all touched each other, and Everson was there, and he got his nose in front. Batchelor was fast, very fast in second place. 20 points for Batchelor tonight in a second place. Hancock, not too bad. He's worked overtime to get to the final and make it to the rostrum this evening. And Peter Kilderman, got a feel for him, he just misses out on the rostrum this evening. Niels Christian Iversen, a great effort. I didn't really fancy him for that race. I thought it may well have gone to Bachelor, but he was there at the right time. They all bunched up in the first corner. Can't wait to see the first corner again, because I thought somebody was going to come down. Good Speedway meeting and a home winner. The fans are absolutely delighted.
And you know what, Kelvin? I've just seen Ty Woffenden by the pit gate giving Greg Hancock the big high five for getting third place and taking the lead in the World Championship. 1 point, Hancock leads Woffenden going into Cardiff in a fortnight's time. But Niels Christian Iversen, well, let's see it again.
Here we see it again. Bachelor was moving a little bit and they all get there together. And Peter Kilderman on the outside, they were all rubbing shoulders there in the first corner. And the benefactor there was Hancock. Iversen gets the front. Bachelor, to his credit, rode a stormer in second place. Peter Kilderman lifting and almost running over Hancock. How on earth they stayed on board was remarkable. Bachelor, got to give him a lot of credit here. He had more speed than Iversen, but Iversen rides a strong line round the inside and he seals a win. He's delighted, and rightly so. Winning here in Parkin the last time we come here, a home winner. He'll be absolutely overjoyed. 3 times he's won Grand Prix. He hasn't made a final so far this year. The first one he does on his home patch, picks up a win. Good stuff.
Yeah, brilliant stuff. Well done, Niels Christian Iversen. Rides for the Kings Lynn Stars in the UK, of course. One of the busiest riders in the world of Speedway right now. A third win in 7 Grand Prix finals for Niels Christian Iversen.
Yeah, pretty good strike rate. And you know, when he gets to the business end of the night, he's not frightened of winning races.
And we can hear from the winner, Niels Christian Iversen, with Jason Harold.
Well, Niels Christian Iversen, just tell me what it means to win the Danish Grand Prix in Copenhagen.
Yeah. I think you can hear what it means.
We know what it means to them. They've gone bananas, but what does it mean to you?
Everything. You know, this is the last meeting we have in Copenhagen, and yeah, what better finish can we do?
You didn't actually make it out of the start in first place. Tell us a bit about what happened at that first corner.
It was a very hard first corner, but I didn't have the best of speed. But you know, I had to ride defensive all race. But you know, my bike was going really good. It was just a bit too strong. But anyway, you know, Troy, he only dropped that 1 point today, and he was extremely fast. So I'm just pleased with the win.
Now, like last season, you're getting better as the season goes on. Can you take this form into Cardiff, which is also an indoor track?
Yeah, I hope so. Last year in Cardiff was really good for me, but again, you know, it's a new meeting in 2 weeks, and you know, we got to start all over again.
Well, Niels, your form in the league's been great. It's great to see you transferring it to a Grand Prix win. What have you got to say to the Danish fans?
Jeg vil gerne sige tusind tak for støtten i dag. Det har været helt fantastisk herinde, og nu er det jo sidste Grand Prix, vi kører i parken, og så kan det ikke blive bedre end at slutte med en ordentlig fest nu.
Congratulations, Niels. Enjoy the top step.
Tak.
Very well done, Niels Christian Iversen.
Fully deserved that.
Lovely fella as well.
Yeah, smashing lad. And he's you know, ridden so well. He's a very busy man, and somehow he manages to maintain a very high standard.
And look how he's now third in the world, 11 points off Hancock, 10 off Ty Woffenden, Pedersen 60, Zagar 60, Ward 60. So there's still 13 points separating the top 6 with 6 rounds to go. We're only halfway through, and it really is absolutely fascinating here. Ty Woffenden, second in the world right now, the reigning world champion. Hancock takes the lead tonight. Niels Christian Iversen.
Yeah, fantastic. Such a big night for a Danish rider to win here in front of the home fans in Copenhagen. Royalty on site as well. Here comes the national anthem. Great moment for him. scenes. A very respectful version of the national anthem there, sung heartily there by Niels Christian Iversen. And these are moments he'll remember for an awful long time, Nigel. This is what it's all about. This is what they worked so very hard for. Third place tonight, Greg Hancock, who has worked very hard indeed. He's managed to really dig in and pick up third place on the roster, and remarkable consistency once again from the veteran American.
Yeah, absolutely, and some good racing here tonight, Kelvin, as well.
Yes.
Throughout the course of the evening, it was keenly contested, and you know, early on it chopped up a little bit, but it wasn't all up bad in the end.
No, they got that heavy roller out, and that really kept it under control. Troy Batchelor, 20 points, second on the night. Not quite sure how he's going to be feeling. He probably a touch disappointed. He hasn't quite managed to win. Now the Crown Prince, smashing moment for him. Steps up. The top man, number one. Yeah, this evening is a Danish rider. Fabulous moment. That really is terrific to see. And we finish in Parken in real style. Very fitting that there is a Danish winner here with royalty in town. That's great.
It's very sad. We're going to miss this venue.
Oh, I am immensely. It's been a great venue for an awful long time, and you know, it was what the World Championship's all about, really, racing in this sort of stadium. But it's not to be. But right now, the Danes are loving this.
Many congratulations, Niels Christian Iversen. But what about Troy Batchelor? Well, a word for him as well.
Absolutely, 20 points, second place. I just said a moment ago, I'm quite sure how he'll be feeling, because came within touching distance of winning tonight. And you know, when he reflects on his performance tomorrow, he will be delighted. But I'm sure he would have dearly loved to have won tonight, wouldn't he? And I would dearly have loved to have had £1 on the 1,000
And a word for Greg Hancock, third place, a remarkable character. He's going to lead. He leads the World Championship at the halfway stage, albeit by a point, but he leads the World Championship, which is a great story as well.
Well, he's an extraordinary character, isn't he? He's never missed a Grand Prix. He still has the ability to get himself onto the rostrum, and consistency at this level. And he had to work hard. He had to turn his fortunes around. He was struggling earlier on, but Greg Hancock, a true professional, a master at his craft. He came good when he really needed to. Great night for him. But Niels Christian Iversen, this will live long in the memory for him.
Yeah, terrific stuff. The Crown Prince of Denmark has clearly had a great night as well.
He's had a moment in the pits. He's having a moment out there on the centre green, cheering his man on.
I wonder if there's any chance of getting him on a bike now.
Yeah, I see no reason why not. I'm sure the insurance policy will be there somewhere.
Brilliant. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Good fun as always. Some pretty good speedway. And the race for the world. There's so many different subplots. The race for the World Championship, Batchelor and Killerman, the surprise packages. He didn't actually surprise me with Killerman. I thought he'd have a good one tonight.
No, I agree with you. I think that Peter Kilderman is a rider that is, no question, has raw speed written all over him, and he's got a few rough edges every now and again. But yeah, he's. Didn't surprise me at all. I'm like you. I think that he was a rider that was always going to be there or thereabouts. Batchelor was a genuine surprise for me. I haven't seen anything like that for him ever before, and fair play to him. But Niels Christian Iversen, now a multiple Grand Prix winner, the world number 3, now lies third in the World Championship. That's a great night for him. Not just the win, but also in the terms of the World Championship. He's battling his way right into the thick of it.
Yeah. Well, it really has been a top night. I hope you've all enjoyed our coverage. Kelvin and myself have once again had a great night at Speedway. We look forward to talking to you from Cardiff in a fortnight's time as well. And just summing it up, Kelvin, great stuff from Niels Christian Iversen.
Yes.
The world title race as well. Bring on Cardiff in a fortnight.
Yeah, can't wait for Cardiff. 2 indoor meetings back to back. Really are high-profile events. We've seen some very good Speedway, terrific stories all over the place. Batchelor was sensational. A home winner with royalty in town. Fantastic.
Enjoyed your company, Kelvin.
Pleasure.
Thanks so much indeed. Speedway Grand Prix Series heading for Copenhagen for one last time at the Parken Stadium. 5 Danish riders looking to impress on home shale. Plenty of subplots. The Zagar-Pedersen rivalry from Millila a fortnight earlier. The race for the world title between Greg Hancock and Ty Woffinden that's so close. Freddie Lindgren came off in the early stages of the meeting, but was able to continue. Choppy conditions early on for the riders, but it settled down the track and provided some excellent racing throughout the course of the evening. The story was about two men, Peter Killerman and Troy Batchelor. Batchelor went through the card with 5 wins in the qualifiers, and Ty Woffinden had to time his charge to perfection with 2 wins in his last 2 rides to make it through to the semi-finals. Batchelor kept on winning. Zagar missed out by a point, and Michael Jepsen Jensen, in for the injured Chris Holder, he just scraped through. Crown Prince of Denmark was enjoying the thrills and spills of motorcycle speedway. Good crowd enjoying the racing as well. And the Danish contingent doing well. The biggest surprise was Nicky Pedersen, 3 times world champion, and Kenneth Pierre, the 2 experienced Grand Prix boys, struggling for points on home shale. The racing was fast and furious, all 16 riders putting on a good show. Peter Killerman worth the admission money alone. Darcy Ward with a spectacular pass on Nicky Pedersen did enough to qualify for the semi-finals. Troy Batchelor continued his fantastic run of form by getting the better of Matti Zagar. Jari Campbell came on strong as well to hit double figures, and in the first semi-final Troy Batchelor continued his great run of form, and Greg Hancock was there as well to get through to the final. Second semi-final, Woffinden missed out. It was Iversen and Killerman who went through to the grand final. Niels Christian Iversen became the first Danish winner in Copenhagen since 2006 when Hans Andersen won it. That was Iversen's 3rd Grand Prix win of his career. Cheers, mate. Cheers. Cheers. Thank you.